By UPMC Sports Medicine, by Dunkin' Donuts, by Grove City College, by Dollar Bank, by Erie Insurance and the Charles M. Mills Insurance Agency, and by Management Science Associates. Now let's head out to Neil Brown Stadium in Clairton and join Paul Paterra and Lou Rood for all the action.
Good evening, and once again, the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week Road Show brings us to Neil C. Brown Stadium, Clairton, Pennsylvania, on an absolutely gorgeous Friday night for Class A Eastern Conference football as the Clairton Bears host the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions. Paul Paterra, along with Lou Rood. Both these teams sport 2-0 records and 1-0 in the Class A Eastern Conference. Clairton ranked number 1 in this week's MSA rankings. In Class A, Greensburg Central Catholic ranked number 4 in this week's rankings. Both teams have scored impressive victories in their first 2 games of the season. Clairton, Lou, have outscored the opposition 144-6 in 2 games, 72 points a game. Looks like they left off right where they were last year.
Yeah, business as usual for the Clairton Bears as their offense is just awesome, led by Aaron Matthews and Lamont Wade, and then you also toss in Harrison Dreher, Treshawn Howard, and a cast of thousands. They have a lot of different, different ways they can hurt you, and they led the state in scoring last year. They set a new scoring record, and it looks like they want to do the same thing this year.
940 points last year, averaging 62.7 points a game. You heard Lou mention the name Lamont Wade. Suffered an ankle injury last week against Wilkinsburg. Didn't think he was going to go tonight. He's going to play. He was, before the game, testing that ankle in full pads. Looks like he'll be able to go at full tilt tonight. We shall see. Terry Smith, a member of the Penn State coaching staff, in attendance tonight, the former Gateway star and Gateway coach, in attendance to scout young Mr. Wade. Greensburg Central Catholic. Looks like there's some offensive weapons on that side of the ball, too. Tommy Pellis, great staff for him. He's completed 15 of 25 passes. 6 of those completions have gone for touchdowns. And, of course, the running back, the Frazier transfer, Alvin Ross. Looks like this is a team that can put some points on the board as well.
Yes, he is an outstanding running back. Already has 242 yards gained on the season in 32 attempts, averaging 7.6 yards per carry, scored a pair of touchdowns. And I know in talking to Mike Stieber last week, the coach from Frazier, they were sorry to see Alvin leave, and he mentioned what a great talent that young man was.
Captains getting ready for their pre-game meeting. The Clairton Bears not on the field as of yet. For Greensburg Central Catholic, it's this foursome: Tommy Pellis, Sam Nowicki, Jake Weir, and Zach Skattel. And once the Clairton Bears emerge from the far side of the field in that familiar colors of black and orange. And what a program this has been over the years, Lou. 6 times in the last 7 years they have appeared in the state championship game, winning 4 of them, losing last year by just a point. A lot of controversy at the end of that one. In fact, it resulted in Coach Wayne Wade being suspended for the first game of the season. But they have picked up right where they left off, and you mentioned the cast of characters: Lamont Wade, Harrison Dreher, Aaron Matthews, Noah Hamlin is back. A lot of offensive talent, but a lot of defensive talent for the Clairton Bears as well. Last week against Wilkinsburg, the Bears only allowed 41 yards of total offense.
Well, head coach Wayne Wade was the defensive coordinator here for many, many years when Clairton was winning all those state championships. And one thing, no matter what they do on offense, Clairton has always taken playing defense seriously. And I think a lot of times they get more fun playing defense than they do offense. I mean, the offense is flashy and all that, puts the points on the board, but they can have a way of just it's like running into a brick wall. Essentially it is when you're going up against their defense.
Looking at the Eastern Conference standings at this point of the season, Jeanette and Springdale each 2-0. Clairton and Greensburg Central Catholic 1-0. Leechburg, Monessen 1-1. Sarah Catholic, Wilkinsburg, and Riverview all check in at 0-2. Still waiting for the Clairton Bears to emerge from the locker room, getting some last-minute words of wisdom from Wayne Wade and the coaching staff, Paul Paterra, Lou Rood. We are at Neil C. Brown Stadium, home of the Clairton Bears. Field looks like it's in good shape, and for the third straight week, we got a nice night for football.
Yeah, it's been beautiful so far this fall, knock on wood. The one night that they had the thunderstorms and the lightning delays and so forth, they missed us when we had Ringgold and TJ in the opening game of the season. We were able to get the game in without any delays. And last week, a beautiful night when we were down at Fraser as they hosted Jefferson Morgan. And tonight, more of the same, as a few clouds in the sky, but that's about it. A nice late fall evening here in western Pennsylvania, and tradition-rich Neil C. Brown Stadium.
And if you're at one of the games throughout the WPIAL, feel free to participate with us here at the MSA Sports Network, because we want to see your game day smiles. On our website, go to the game or broadcast page for the game that you are at and select the Add a Photo option in the upper right-hand portion of the screen and browse to the photo you want to upload. Your photo may then appear as one of our spotlight photos on our homepage, or tag your Instagram photos with @MSA Sports. Paul Paterra, Lou Rood at Neil C. Brown Stadium, ready for the Clairton Bears and the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions. Class A Eastern Conference football. And a lot of people in attendance for this one as we get ready to get ready for some Class A Eastern Conference football here on the MSA Sports Network.
And we want to remind everybody that coming up at the half, it's the MSA Sports Halftime Show. This week, Don Rebel and Mike White will look at the most career wins by WPIAL football teams. And, of course, you are going to be on the roundtable after the game tonight.
Myself and Chicks Picks, Melissa Carr will be joining Don Rebel on the roundtable. Halftime, of course, we'll have scores throughout the WPIAL. And, of course, when you're talking about most career wins by WPIAL football teams, congratulations to the Jeanette Jayhawks, who won their 700th career game last week, becoming the second WPIAL team to do that, behind Newcastle. And the Bears are on the field. Black jerseys, orange pants, orange stripe on each side of the shoulder pads, white numerals, orange helmet. Clairton written across the front of the jersey in white. Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions, white uniforms, maroon numerals and pants. And numerals trimmed in black, and kind of a silverish helmet for GCC. Coached by Dan Mahoney, of course, the Clairton Bears, as we mentioned, coached by Wayne Wade.
Please welcome to the field from Greensburg, Westmoreland County, the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions.
The rest of the Centurions are now on the field, joining their co-captains. I guess we could say quad captains, since there are four of them on the Greensburg Central Catholic side of the field. We talked about this a little bit, Lou, in the pregame. You know, the Clairton Bears have been the two words synonymous with Class A football in the state of Pennsylvania for the last decade or so. And when you approach playing the Clairton Bears, you don't really take it as just another football game.
No, you can't, just because of their tradition and the quality of the teams you're facing. And, you know, anytime you face Clairton, you better be ready for a battle, because these young men take the tradition and pride that Clairton has developed up here very, very seriously. And we saw for a fact, you know, when they finally lost the game, just how hard the team took it. Yeah, they felt they had let down the whole community. So, indeed, when you come to Clairton, you better be ready to play football. And we've been up here quite a bit and seen quite a few teams come into Neil C. Brown Stadium, and it seems to have an effect on those teams when they get here.
Captains for the Clairton Bears: Aaron Matthews, Jaleel Hall, Josiah Miles, and the fourth one's
number 1, Aaron Matthews.
Fourth captain's number is hidden from me, so I'm not able to tell who that is. But captain's getting ready for the coin toss. See who gets his football to start this football game. 7 o'clock kickoff. Harrison Dreer is the other captain for the Clairton Bears. His number 2 was kind of tucked up under his jersey. I mean, the jersey was tucked up, and I couldn't really see the front of the number. Greensburg Central Catholic won the toss. We'll take the football, travel from right to left. as we start off with a couple of 2-0 ball clubs. In week 3 of the WPIAL high school football season, Clairton 2-0 on the season, 1-0 in the conference, has outscored the opposition, as we mentioned, 144-6. Greensburg Central Catholic has outscored its opposition 55-20 with 2 victories. Tommy Pellis, their quarterback, University of Pennsylvania baseball recruit, threw 5 touchdown passes last week, and has had 6 touchdown passes, only 1 interception on the season.
Including Clairton High School. To learn more, call 1-855-93-SPORT or visit UPMC Sports Medicine.
Centurions sending back Sam Nowicki is the deep man to return this kickoff. Off to his right, Brian Pavarnik. Off to his left, Alvin Ross. We told you the transfer from Fraser. We saw Fraser last week win big over Jefferson Morgan by a 41-0 score. Harrison Dreer getting ready to tee it up for the Clairton Bears. Now, excuse me, that's number 50 going to kick for the Clairton Bears. Maurice Reeves, the 6'4", 220-pound junior. Of course, this is a team that will not be kicking extra points or field goals. Clairton Bears do not try for the kicks on the conversions. Just about underway here at Neil C. Brown Stadium. Reeves' kickoff is a short one, and it's bouncing around and pounced on at the Greensburg Central Catholic 34-yard line by Nick Rulo for the Centurions. And the Centurions start on offense with quarterback Tommy Pellis, 6 foot, 175-pound senior, has thrown on the season for 251 yards, 15 of 25 passing, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Greensburg Central Catholic, a team looking to get into the playoffs and go farther this year, has not advanced past the first round since 2012. Twin receivers come to the near side of the field. J.P. Pellis, the wide man, Nowicki in the slot. Tommy Pellis, the quarterback. Operating in the shotgun, Alvin Ross to his left. Tight end off to the right side, Clairton Bears with 5 men across the defensive front. Shotgun snap. Give to Ross. Ross off the right side. Short yardage. Maybe a yard or 2. Looks like they'll give him 2 to the 36, 2nd and 8.
Harrison Dreher there to make the stop, and not a whole lot of running room for Ross there on the first play.
Now, from what I was told before the game, the players call him L.A. Ross, the coaches call him Alvin. 2nd and 8, Centurions. Ball at their 36-yard line. Jake Nesser over the football for GCC. Wide to the near side of the field, Ryan Quinn. J.P. Pellis wide far side, shotgun formation. Again, there's also a wingback off to the right side for the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions. Nowicki in motion, coming near side, play action fake, pass complete to Weir on the far side. Weir puts his head down, gets to the 40 for a pickup of about 4, which will set up a 3rd and 4 for the Centurions.
And a quick stop by Clairton on defense as they came up in a hurry. That was Aaron Matthews that came up and made the tackle, and not much yardage gained there.
3rd and 4, ball just shy of the Greensburg Central Catholic 40-yard line. Twins left, wide receiver right, staying in the shotgun formation. Press coverage by a couple of the defensive backs. Pellis looks left. He's in some trouble, and he's going to be sacked back at the 35-yard line. Aaron Matthews leading the charge for the Clairton Bear defense.
Yeah, Matthews turned him in, and at that point it was then Travis Irons that got the sack, but Matthews caused the sack because he forced Pellis back to the inside right into the rush as 3 Clairton players came through basically untouched.
Riley Slike on to punt. Couple of dangerous dudes going back for this one. Noah Hamlin off to the right. Lamont Wade off to the left. Didn't know if he was going to go tonight due to the ankle injury he suffered against Wilkinsburg last week. A short kick by Slite on the far side of the field goes out of bounds, and it's going to be marked inside GCC territory at the 44-yard line. So a 9-yard punt.
Yeah, 9-yard punt, maybe 10. They're going to move it up one more to the 45 or 46.
Okay, a 10-yard kick for Riley Slike. 1st and 10 Clairton at the Greensburg Central Catholic 45. 9-10 to play in the first quarter. Greensburg Central Catholic comes up empty with its first possession. The Clairton Bears going from left to right. Aaron Matthews in the shotgun. Harrison Dreer lines up to his right. Wing back off to the right as well, Kajafi Fuqua. Wide near side, Trayshawn Howard. Noah Hamlin wide to the far side of the field. He's in the slot far side. Aaron Matthews, 6'5", 190 pounds. Gives the ball to Hamlin on the reverse. Hamlin looks to throw, throws deep, has a man, but undershot him. And Hamlin was under heavy duress from Jake Weir. They were going with some trickery on the first play. GCC snuffing it out.
Yeah, Trayshawn Howard was wide open. No one near him, but a great play by Jake Weir, who got to Harris before he could throw the ball.
2nd and 10. Clairton at the 44 of Greensburg Central Catholic. Give to Harrison Dreer off the left side. Runs into a stone wall at the line of scrimmage. Might have fought forward for a yard to the 43, but that's it.
Flag on the play as well. Got thrown in late. We'll see what the call is.
Our first penalty marker of the game. And there was a flag thrown late, and the call is?
Personal foul.
Personal foul against Greensburg Central Catholic. A tough penalty for the Centurions.
Yeah, they made a nice play defensively. And now 15 are going to get marked off against him, which will negate the nice defensive play.
And put Clairton 1st and 10 inside the Greensburg Central Catholic 30-yard line.
And Paul, it's not often that you see Lamont Wade go backwards on a play.
Put the ball right at the 30.
They mark the ball at the
1st and 10.
1st and 10.
Clairton at the 30 of Greensburg Central Catholic. Twins right, receiver left. Matthews staying in the shotgun. Dreer lines up to his left. Fuqua wingback off to the right side.
It looks like GCC's in a 3-stack.
They put the ball now at the 29. They moved it up a yard.
Cover 3 setup. So we'll see how Clairton attacks this.
Snapping the football is Daniel Payo for the Clairton Bears. Snap to Matthews. Matthews to Dreer. Dreer running right. Dreer makes a cut. He's at the 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Clairton.
Flag.
There is a flag down, however.
I think they're going to get somebody for a block in the back, but tell you what, Dreer was able to get out there, find his cut, plant, and go. Actually, it's going to be holding on Clairton.
No touchdown for the Clairton Bears, so penalties on 2 successive plays here. 8:33 to play in the first quarter. We're scoreless, but Clairton is inside Greensburg Central Catholic territory. This one will be marked off. Don't forget, coming up at the half, it's the MSA Sports Halftime Show. This week, Don Rebel and Mike White look at most career wins by WPIAL football teams. Put the ball at about the 43-yard line of Greensburg Central Catholic after the holding call. Of course, that's a spot foul. Receiver wide to the near side of the field. That's Noah Hamlin. Twins to the far side. In the slot is Corey Fusco. Excuse me, he's the wide man. In the slot is Trayshawn Howard. Wing back off to the left side, Kajafi Fuqua. And now Coach Wayne Wade looking for an explanation. So neither coach were all happy with the officials, and we've just played about 3.5 minutes of the football game. So put the ball, it looks like at about maybe the 42-yard line. And we are ready for action here. Matthews in the shotgun. 3 men across the front for Greensburg Central Catholic. Matthews with the snap, fakes to Dreer, option left, the pitch man's got the football, that's Howard. Howard makes a cut for a couple to the 41-yard line, that's it. Play smelled out nicely by the Centurion defense.
Jason Eubank, or Jason Eubank, made the tackle on the play. Tried to run the option, good discipline defensively for Greensburg Central Catholic.
2nd and 23, ball at the 42. Of Greensburg Central Catholic. Matthews looks to throw. We got another flag before the play gets started.
Flag at the snap.
Penalty happy early here.
What is it, Paul, with us in games that have flags?
I don't know. We've been blessed.
We have been, if that's what you want to call it.
Illegal procedure is the call against the Clairton Bears. That'll make it a 2nd and 28 for Clairton at the 47 of Greensburg Central Catholic. Matthews was a wide receiver on this team last year, caught 50 passes. Ryan Williams was the quarterback. Ryan Williams now out at Slippery Rock. Matthews threw 3 touchdown passes last week, ran for 1, and threw for a couple of 2-point conversions. Man in motion, that's Howard. Matthews, straight drop, deep drop, throws, left side. That's complete, and with blockers, it's Dreer. Dreer's at the 30, he's at the 20, comes from left to right, running all the way across the field, and he's going to go into the end zone for the touchdown. A touchdown pass of 47 yards.
Dreer from 46 yards. Touchdown, Clairton.
So the Clairton Bears strike first here at Neil C. Brown Stadium with a touchdown pass from Aaron Matthews to Harrison Dreer. Couple of seniors hooking up for that one. Dreer missed a lot of time last year with a knee injury, and they're calling him like Wally Pipp here at Clairton because when he went out injured, Lamont Wade came in, and you know with the kind of numbers he put up last year, we'll talk about them as the game continues. Matthews, as they go for 2, takes the snap, throws into the end zone. That one deflected away. Good defensive play by Tommy Pellis for Greensburg Central Catholic. 7:39 to play in the first quarter. It's Clairton 6, Greensburg Central nothing. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIAL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, First in Turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, First in Turf.
And of course, tonight's game is brought to you by ProGrass First and Turf. Paul Paterra, Lou Rood, Neil C. Brown Stadium, home of the Clairton Bears, who lead Greensburg Central Catholic 6-0. 47-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Matthews to Harrison Dreer. Now Maurice Reeves with the ball on the tee. Nowicki deep for the return. And Reeves, this one a little deeper, and Nowicki takes it on a bounce at the 10. Coming straight, 15, 20, 25, 30, and is hammered down at the 32-yard line by Daniel Payo. But good field position for the decent field position for the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions. Of course, this game is also being video streamed here tonight on the MSA Sports Network. Jess Levo handling those chores, and she's up on the top of the press box here at Neil C. Brown Stadium. Nice high perch for her here. But the Clairton Bears doing their thing, and that's how the Clairton Bears score. That quick strike, the big play, it's rarely long, sustained drives. It's those big plays of 30, 40, 50, 60 yards. They get you.
Yeah, and they get you when you least expect it.
Wildcat formation, snap to Ross. Ross fakes a handoff to Nowicki. Keeps the football off the left side for about 2 from the 31 to the 33. Call it 2nd and 8 for the Centurions.
Nice defensive play by Daniel Payo for Clairton as he read that and came up quickly, made the stop.
Payo, 5'11", 210-pound senior. Staying with the Wildcat, Elvin Ross handling the chores. As a wingback to his left. Twins right receiver near side. Man in motion again, Nowicki. Ross fakes to him. He's going to run off the right side. Slips away from one tackler. Ross gets over the 40 to about the 43. Enough for a GCC first down.
Courtney Carter finally making the stop, but nice elusiveness shown by Ross that time.
First and 10 after the 12-yard pickup by Ross. 1st and 10, Wildcat formation, 5 across the front for Clairton. Ross carries the football off the right side to the 45 for 2.
Yeah.
That'll make it 2nd and 8.
Not much there that time. The center of the Clairton defense, led by Peo, made the tackle and give him 3, which is not bad considering there wasn't a whole lot there to run into.
Yeah, he did get the 46-yard line, so it is a gain of 3. Ball on the far hash mark. The Centurions are traveling from right to left. Nowicki in motion from slot right to left, fake to him. Ross keeps the football on the snap, and he's going to be dragged down by Harrison Dreer for a loss. Dreer grabbed his ankle, and then a host of other Clairton Bears came up to help.
Well, Dreer read it, and he shot a gap from his linebacker position, got in there in a hurry, and was able to tackle Ross for about a 2-yard loss.
Ross coming off the field because his helmet came off on the play. 3rd and 9 for Greensburg Central Catholic. Centurions at their 44. Tommy Pellis back in at the quarterback position. Shotgun formation for the Centurions. Only 3 across the front now for the Clairton Bears. Nowicki in motion from slot right to slot left. Pellis, play action fake, throws, pass dropped by Weir, and the reason that was dropped is he was absolutely drilled by Aaron Matthews.
Yeah, right when the ball arrived, Aaron Matthews arrived and separated the ball from the receiver, and that will force a punt by Greensburg Central Catholic.
Riley Slike to punt, hit a 9-yarder with his last punt.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get it out of bounds, which is what my strategy would be, punt out of bounds every time. But I think he just mishit it a little bit.
Wade and Hamlin are deep. Awaiting the Slike punt. This time, booms one in the direction of Lamont Wade, who settles under it at the 17. Comes straight, 25 on the far sidelines. Juke move against the defender, gets to about the 34-yard line. Lamont Wade, it looks like all we've got him doing so far is returning kicks, but he's shown how dangerous he is with that one, a return of about 18 yards.
Yeah, and that punt was boomed. Almost out-kicked the coverage, but they were able to get back and make the stop.
1st and 10, Clairton at its 35. 5:14 to play in the first quarter. Clairton leads Greensburg Central Catholic 6-0. Bears going from left to right. Aaron Matthews in the shotgun. Noah Hamlin coming wide near side. Dreer is the back with Matthews. Wide to the far side, number 21. That's the sophomore, Trayshawn Howard. Clairton now floods 4 guys to the left side. Quick pass out there, where to Dreer. Dreer's at the 35, he's at the 40. Far sideline, wrestled out of bounds at about the, looks like they're going to mark him out at the 46. Pickup of 11, 1st and 10. Dreer's second catch.
And as you could hear, the Greensburg Central Catholic coaches that are next to us complaining someone missed a coverage because they were outnumbered, and that's why Dreer was able to head up the sideline for a huge gain that time.
Matthews in the shotgun, 1st and 10, Clairton at its 46. Matthews gives the ball to Trayshawn Howard, coming around, left to right, gets a block. Weir brings him down at the, just over the midfield stripe with some help from number 23, Brian Pavarnik. Pickup of about 5, 2nd and 5.
And that's still a good gain in those circumstances. That shows the push that they were getting there, moving GCC off the ball.
Matthews staying in the shotgun. Howard in motion from right to left. Fake to him, give to Dreer. Dreer short yardage. Maybe the 47, which will be a pickup of 2 instead of a 3rd and 3 for the Clairton Bears.
Yeah, nice stop inside by Tommy Slavic and Jake Kilcarry of Greensburg Central Catholic, the interior lineman.
On the 3rd and 3. Matthews looking over to the sidelines to get the play from the Clairton coaching staff. Fullback Fuqua shifts from left to right. Now here comes Howard in motion from left to right. He's got the football on the reverse. He's going to try to reverse his field. Slithers through to about the 46. Still 2 yards shy of the first down. And we got a flag well away from the play. The flag was thrown in the secondary about 15 yards away from the play. And I don't know, I wasn't watching to see what was going on in the secondary.
Yeah, I didn't see because I was watching interior
Personal foul against the Clairton Bears. It would be 4th and about 2 for Clairton. You know they'd go for it, so I would think the call was to back them up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's a dead ball. You don't have to take it, but it would be wise to take it, and they did.
Put the ball back at the Clairton 39-yard line.
And I don't look for Clairton to punt here either, unless it's a pooch by Matthews.
I don't think Wayne Wade guys, they don't really like to punt.
Nah, I don't know if they have it in their playbook either.
That's not a word in their vocabulary all that frequently. Clairton Bears, 6 times in the last 7 years playing for the state championship.
Correction, that was the 3rd down.
And we've got a timeout on the field taken by Clairton. 3:52 to play in the first quarter. It's Clairton 6, Greensburg Central Catholic nothing. You're listening to the Progress First in Turf Game of the Week on the MSA Sports Network.
UPMC Sports Medicine is the region's largest and most experienced center dedicated to caring for athletes of all levels. And as we celebrate more than 25 years of world-class care, we're proud to offer more services, have more physicians, and treat more student athletes than any other sports medicine provider in the region. Why would you choose to go anywhere else? To learn more, call 1-855-93-SPORT or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Don't forget to tune in for This Week in the WPIAL, Wednesday nights at 7. Join us as we visit with some of the top WPIAL coaches. Plus, we'll preview Week 4 of the football season. Paul Paterra, Lou Rood, we're at Neil C. Brown Stadium on Miller Avenue here in Clairton, Pennsylvania. Class A Eastern Conference, the Clairton Bears lead the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions 6-0 on a 47-yard touchdown pass from Matthews to Dreer. On this 4th and 17, Lamont Wade is in the ball game awaiting the snap. Man in motion, that's Hamlin. Snap to Wade. Wade running right. He's going to punt it and gets a kickoff that goes out of bounds on the near sideline. And it's going to be good field position for Greensburg Central Catholic. Goes out at the 39 of GCC. So the Centurions do get Clairton to punt and get decent field position.
Yeah, but I think Lamont Wade punted it reluctantly. He was looking if he could go somewhere with it, and then finally did the old rugby-style boot down the sideline.
He doesn't look real happy out there, does he? Number 38, and last year this guy just had a fantastic season for the Clairton Bears, running for 2,762 yards and 38 touchdowns. Of course, that's a new WPIAL record, breaking Russell Shell's record. He, in his career, has 3,630. He has a couple more good years. The school record of Tyler Boyd, 5,763, is in jeopardy.
Yes, it is.
Pistol formation this time for the Centurions, and it's a snap along the ground. Pellis is able to pick it up and give it to Ross. Ross gets a yard to the 40 off right guard, and there's another flag in the secondary. Some stuff going on in the secondaries between these two teams.
Yeah, I think this one's going to go against Greensburg Central Catholic, if I'm not mistaken.
And Coach Dan Maloney had something to say to J.P. Pellis, his receiver. We'll wait to see this mess get untangled and see who that call is against. But I don't think either coach is real happy with what's going on.
No.
3:37 to play in quarter number 1. Paul Paterra and Lou Rood with you. Another beautiful night in western Pennsylvania. And here is the call. After the play, dead ball foul, personal foul. Clairton again against the Bears.
No, I did not see that at all. I actually didn't see much anything out there, except maybe some overzealous officiating.
So put the ball at the 45 of Clairton. And the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions have made their first appearance in Clairton territory here this evening. 1st and 10. GCC just inside the 45. Ball in the near hash mark, and the Centurions are traveling from right to left. Pellis awaiting the shotgun snap. He has Ross in the backfield to his right. Twins off to the right side. Nowicki is in the slot. Ryan Quinn wide to the to the near side of the field. Give to Ross off the left side. Nothing doing there. Tackled for a loss of a yard back to the 46-yard line by Harrison Dreer. He's all over the field tonight.
And he's just seeing where the play's going, and he's finding a gap and doing what we call a run-through by the linebacker, and he's coming through untouched. Good reads by Dreer. Those are not blitzes. He's just reading the play, flowing with it. Then when he sees where the runner's going and he sees a gap he can shoot, he just flies in there.
2nd and 11. Greensburg Central Catholic at the 46 of Clairton, staying with the shotgun, and a few Clairton defensive linemen jumped offside. Were they drawn offside? Doesn't look like it. Encroachment is the call against the Bears. It's a good cadence there by Tommy Pellis to get himself a free 5 yards. Go with the hard count there.
Whatever works.
So that makes it 2nd and 6 for Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 41. 3 minutes and turning to play in the first quarter. 6-0, Clairton leads Greensburg Central Catholic. Fake the Ross, pass complete, inside the 30, breaking a tackle, 25-20, down inside the 15-yard line. J.P. Pellis catches the pass, and it's 1st and 10 for the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions.
And were it not for linebacker Harrison Dreer, that would have been a touchdown, but he saw the play, took off from his linebacker spot, and ran him down from behind to save a touchdown for Clairton.
That's the 2nd catch of the season for J.P. Pellis. 1st and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic at the 15 of Clairton. Shotgun formation, Ross to the right of J.P. Pellis. He takes the snap, looking to field. Surveying the field as he looks to throw, and gets the pass off as Matthews buries him. Wayne Wade wants an intentional grounding call.
Yeah, they had great pressure. Aaron Matthews was in on the play, and he gave Pellis just nowhere to go, and Pellis finally threw it at the feet. There were no receivers around, so, in all honesty, I don't have a clue what this official was looking at.
2nd and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 15. And Wayne Wade is coming out on the field. He wants an explanation.
I don't blame him, because there were no receivers around. All there were offensive linemen. He threw it at the feet of the defenders. I mean, for it not to be grounding, you have to have a receiver in the vicinity.
Clairton Bears have taken their 2nd time out of the first half.
That's an easy call. I mean, that's a textbook call, in fact. No excuse not to make the call.
Some of the top athletes in the WPIAL are featured every week on the MSA Sports Center stage, which you can view on our YouTube page. Log on to our website this fall at www.msasports.net and check out which athletes we're talking to. Plus, our weekly game lights are also now featured here on the MSA Sports Network. So the Bears have already used 2 of their 3 timeouts here in the first half. They lead Greensburg Central Catholic 6-0 with 2:37 to play in the first quarter. Game marred by some personal fouls here in the first quarter.
And some, how shall we put this delicately, questionable calls.
So it should be 2nd and 10. They got 1st and 10 on the scoreboard, but it's 2nd and 10. Greensburg Central Catholic at the 15 of Clairton. Twins to the near side, Nowicki in the slot. J.P. Pellis wide. Tommy Pellis awaiting the snap. Ryan Quinn wide to the far side. Pellis again looking left, throwing that way. Incomplete. And there's a flag in the secondary. Pellis took a shot from Payo. And it looks like it'll be another penalty on the Clairton Bears.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Treshawn Howard for pass interference. But looked like he got there the same time the ball got there.
Pass interference is the call against the Clairton Bears, and GCC knocking on the door. Half the distance to the goal, so that'll put the ball at about the 7.5-yard line of Clairton. That was J.P. Pellis, the intended receiver of the Tommy Pellis pass.
It'll go half the distance, I would think, since they can't mark the full 15 off.
Referees discussing things as they've done throughout much of the first quarter.
And it will be 2nd down.
Second and about 3, and maybe about 2.5 for the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions. Quinn wide to the far side of the field. J.P. Pellis wide near side. Pistol formation is time for the Centurions. Tommy Pellis takes the snap, fakes the Ross, rolls left, throws into the end zone. That overshoots everybody. So that'll make it a third down, about 3.
And Jaleel Hall putting intense pressure on Pellis. After Pellis unleashed the ball right about the same time, Hall hit him, and Pellis did not have enough time to get the ball off and throw it where he wanted to. He was under intense pressure from the Clairton rush because Hall was coming from the inside and Matthews was coming hot on his heels from behind.
Third down and about 3 for the Centurions of Greensburg Central Catholic. Ball at the 7.5 of Clairton. Nowicki in the slot on the far side. J.P. Pellis wide that way. It's a 4-receiver set. Pavarnik in the backfield with Tommy Pellis to his left. Clairton rushing 4. Pellis throws, pass deflected and incomplete. It was intended for Pavarnik. It looked like Jaleel Hall got a hand on that.
Yeah, he did, and he just deflected it. Made a great play knocking that ball down.
So it'll be 4th down. We'll see if the Centurions are going to try to get 3. Coach Dan Maloney leaving his kicker on the sideline, so he looks like he's going to go for the first down and perhaps the touchdown. 4th and 3. Ball just inside the 8 of Clairton. 4 receivers set. Pellis in the shotgun. Looks over to the sidelines for the play. Clairton showing blitz. It comes. Pellis throws, pass, complete, diving for the end zone. Nowicki waiting for a call. No, they're going to roll him out of bounds at about the 1.
It's on the 2. It's on the 2.
Make that the 2-yard line, but it is 1st and goal. Pellis hits Nowicki for the first down completion.
And he got rid of that in a hurry. He had to. There was intense pressure on the blitz by Clairton, but got the pass off, and now they've got 1st and goal, and this is a situation Clairton doesn't find itself in too often here.
1st and goal, Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 2. Pellis waiting the shotgun snap. And there's a give to Ross, and we have a whistle. Timeout, Greensburg Central Catholic.
Clairton. Yeah, Coach Wade came out.
Ref pointed to Greensburg Central Catholic.
Well, yeah, I think he was pointing right at Coach Wade, who was standing there.
2:08 to play in the first quarter. It's 6-0, Clairton leading Greensburg Central Catholic. You're listening to the ProGrass First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
Who says you can only enjoy breakfast in the morning? And who says you can only enjoy it one type of way? At Dunkin' Donuts, breakfast is delicious any kind of way, any time of day. A breakfast craving can strike any time, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Dunkin' has the perfect combination of breakfast deliciousness to satisfy any craving. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, ham, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. All your favorites anytime you want them. Stop by Dunkin' for breakfast anytime. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
Lou Rood's here. I'm Paul Paterra. We're at Neil C. Brown Stadium, home of the Clairton Bears, Class A Eastern Conference football. It's Clairton 6, Greensburg Central Catholic nothing, but Greensburg Central Catholic has it 1st and goal at the Clairton 2 with 2:08 to play in the first quarter. Over the football for the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions, Jake Kilcarry. Number 57, Jake Nesser's the center. Kilcarry the guard off to the left. Shotgun formation, Pellis. Off to his left is Ross. Ross gets the ball from Pellis, fighting for the end zone. Looks like he got to about the 1, and then well after the play is shoved down by Payo. Looks like they'll put him at the 1, 2nd and goal. And for some reason the clock has stopped again. The clock should be running. So it's 1st and goal at about the 1.
2nd and goal.
Second and goal, excuse me.
That's all right.
I'm watching the referee almost wave his arm out of the socket to get the clock to start. Shotgun formation. Pellis takes the snap, gives to Ross. Touchdown, Greensburg Central Catholic. Elvin Ross goes over from 1 yard out. And for Elvin Ross, that's his second touchdown of the season.
And it looked easy as he had a wide open hole up the middle. So at the 1:49 mark of the first quarter, we are tied at the moment on the Alvin Ross 1 yard TD run.
Riley Slike on to try the extra point. Sam Nowicki to hold.
Slike on for the extra point attempt.
And we've got another whistle and flag.
I think Clairton was offside. They were leaning on the far side. I think
that made Dan Maloney change his plans and go for 2 instead of 1. Offside is the call against Clairton.
He's thinking about it. No, they're going to leave the kicking team out there.
So Slike will still try the extra point. Tied at 6 right now. 1:44 to play in the first quarter. Nowicki to hold. Slike, a right-footed kicker. Nowicki puts it down. Slike's kick is good, and for the first time this season, Clairton trails 7-6. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week on the MSA Sports Network.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
MSA sports broadcasts are now available on both Android and iOS devices. Just navigate to the game of your choice, and on your mobile device, press the arrow or play button. It's that easy. No app needed. No matter where you are, MSA sports content is available at your fingertips via your iPad, Android phone, iPod, and iPhone. Anytime, anywhere, always there. The MSA Sports Network.
Don't forget, Week 3 of the WPIAL football season continues tomorrow with 3 games on MSA Sports, including Woodland Hills at Shaler at 1:30, Borough at Summit Academy at 12:30, and Springdale at Wilkinsburg at 1. All here on the MSA Sports Network, plus some soccer action. Mr. Rood will be at soccer tomorrow. Lou Rood, Paul Paterra at Neil C. Brown Stadium. 1:44 to play in the first quarter. Clairton's losing.
Yeah,
trailing, I guess we should say.
Trailing right now, and who'd have thunk it.
Kickoff on the far sideline, handled by Lamont Wade. 15, 20, breaks a tackle, 25, just short of the 30-yard line where he's still going. He broke out of that pack and he's still running. The whistle did blow to call the play dead, but Lamont Wade never went down. So Lamont Wade, the football is way far away from everybody else on the field because Lamont Wade ran down the field.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 10.
And we'll see how Clairton reacts now to being behind for the first time this season.
Ball at the 28 of Clairton. 7-6, Greensburg Central Catholic leads. 1:34 to play in the first quarter.
Of course, too often in the past we've seen when somebody comes out and goes after Clairton, they respond in a hurry in the other way.
Matthews in the shotgun. To his left is Dreer. Matthews gives the ball to Dreer. Sweep right. Dreer starts right, left, now goes right, now comes back left. He's at the 30 to the 35, maybe the 36 with some dancing and a little pirouette.
Ran about 40 yards to get 5, I think, or 6. But that's how elusive Harrison Dreer is.
We'll bring up
2nd and 3, gain of 7, put it at the 35 of Clairton. Hamlin in motion from right to left. Gets the football on the reverse, and he's got blockers. 40, 45, brought down at about the 49 on the far sideline, and another flag hits the ground. And the referee that threw that flag's got a cannon because that flag traveled.
I'm telling you. We might be setting a new record tonight for the amount of flags.
We had 17 in the first half 2 weeks ago, Ringgold and Thomas Jefferson. And that's a penalty against Greensburg Central Catholic.
How many did we have in that Ringgold TJ game? There had to have been
17 in the first half.
17 in the first half, and there had to be close to 30 in the whole game. And we thought that was bad. Targeting. That's targeting call, so they called going at the head on that play.
Hamlin ran for 14 yards plus another 15. So put the ball, actually Hamlin ran for 15 yards. So it's 1st and 10. Clairton at the 35 of Greensburg Central Catholic. There's the snap. Matthews rolling right, steps up, eludes a tackler, breaks another tackle. He's going to run with it, but he's tackled for a loss of 2. Coming up to make the stop on a good open field tackle, Dom Eisenman, the 6'3", 215-pound junior.
And that was an excellent tackle because Matthews is very elusive. And Eisenman was out there one-on-one with him, but he got him by the leg and held on for dear life, brought him down.
2nd and about 11. Matthews drops the football. It's loose on the ground, and I think Greensburg Central Catholic has it, waiting for a ruling. They think they do. The refs say they do. Greensburg Central Catholic recovering the football at the Centurions' 35-yard line.
Yeah, I did not see who got that. Not sure. I know coming out of the pile with his hands up was number 57, Jake Nesser, but I couldn't tell for sure whether he was the one that had it or not.
So with 21 seconds to play in the first quarter, 1st and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic at its 35, leading Clairton 7-6.
And Greensburg Central Catholic not showing any signs of being intimidated at all playing here at Neil C. Brown Stadium.
Tommy Pellis in the shotgun. To his left is Alvin Ross. Twins near side, Nowicki in the slot. Tommy's cousin JP is the wide man. And now we've got another flag.
Matthews fired across the line for Clairton. Question is, was he drawn or is it going to be against the Bears?
And it's going to be against Clairton, offside. 1st and 5, Greensburg Central Catholic at its 40. First and 5. Clairton on defense as Greensburg Central Catholic has it at its 40. And we've got movement again and another flag, and I think it's encroachment against Clairton again.
I think it is going to be, and we did get confirmation from the GCC staff that Tommy Slavic recovered the fumble, number 76.
The 6'1", 270-pound senior defensive lineman. Gentlemen moved the sticks. We got a fresh set of downs on a couple of offside penalties, and GCC now has it at its 45.
And Clairton, who had everything going their way here just a minute ago, moving down the field, now finds themselves headed in the opposite direction.
5-man defensive front for Clairton. Pellis has been able to draw Clairton offside at least 3 times here in the first quarter. And Pellis drops the snap, picks it up, throws, near side, pass up for grabs, intercepted by Thompson, on the bring back, 40, flag down, 35, 30, 25, breaks a tackle, 20, 15, heading towards the end zone, brought down at about the 11. There is a penalty marker down.
And they're going to call offensive pass interference on Greensburg Central Catholic. I can see the official making the move right now, so that will be declined. And a huge play. That was Treshawn Howard, was it not?
Treshawn Howard, yes.
That came up with the interception, and, you know, no other way to put it, that ball just kind of floated out there when Pellis threw it, and it was up in the air a long time, and Treshawn Howard was able to adjust, come back, make the interception, and had an electric return, taking it down to the 12-yard line. And, you know, just when you think you've got Clairton on the ropes, they do something and reverse it.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Clairton at the Greensburg Central Catholic 12 with 4 seconds to play in the first quarter. Matthews in the shotgun, ball on the near hash. Matthews gives the ball to Dreer. Dreer eludes a defender, and he's going into the end zone. Just like that, the Clairton Bears score 6 points.
With no time remaining in the first quarter.
So as Clairton is apt to do, they will go for 2. They rarely kick an extra point.
That'll be Dreer's second touchdown. This on a 12-yard run. His first one on a 46-yard pass from Matthews.
The Bears will line up for 2.
Lamont Wade in the ball game in the backfield with Matthews. Wade playing with a tender ankle, been limited in his duties here tonight. Fake to him, Matthews rolling left, fakes the pitch, and saunters on into the end zone for the 2-point conversions. And that's the end of the first quarter. The score, Clairton 14, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
Attention high school seniors. As one of America's top colleges, you'll want to join Grove City College for its Senior Crimson Day on Saturday, October 10th. You'll have the opportunity to explore more than 50 majors and learn more about the value of a Grove City College education. In fact, Grove City College has the lowest cost of any private four-year college in Pennsylvania. Register online today for our Saturday, October 10th, Senior Crimson Day at gcc.edu or call 724-458-2100. Grove City College, because faith and freedom matter.
The MSA Sports Network is more than just high school football this fall. Log on to MSASports.net for coverage of all other scholastic fall sports with schedules, results, and rankings of boys and girls soccer. We'll also have results and postseason coverage of girls tennis, boys and girls golf, and cross country. Plus results and rankings along with weekly matches involving the MSA Sports Hometown Girls Volleyball program. The best coverage of all WPIAL fall sports is only here on the MSA Sports Network.
The Hometown Girls Volleyball Show can be heard every Monday night at 7 at MSASports.net. Join us as we discuss WPIAL Girls High School Volleyball Monday with members of the Central Valley Warriors and Avonworth Antelopes. Paul Paterra, Lou Rood getting ready for quarter number 2 here at Neil C. Brown Stadium, Class A Eastern Conference football. Clairton Bears lead the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions 14-7. 41-yard interception return by Trayshawn Howard, leading to the 12-yard touchdown run by Harrison Dreer. Kickoff comes to the near side, handled by Pavarnik. He's at the 30, the 35, fights his way over the 40 to about the 41. And that's how Clairton does it to you. Just like that, the quick strike, the interception, the return, and then the touchdown. 11 penalties accepted in the first quarter, 8 on Clairton, 3 on GCC. But there were a couple that were declined as well. And they're going to put the ball at the 40. Holiday making the tackle. Teasin Holiday, senior for the Clairton Bears, coached by Wayne Wade.
I'm going to move on the other side of the partition here, Paul.
Okey-doke.
Don't mind me.
Nah, I know you're here.
We're good at that.
Shotgun formation. Tommy Pellis with Alvin Ross to his right. Twins to the right side, flanking out near side. Give to Ross. No, it's a fake. Pellis keeps the football, and he's got room. Pellis at the 45, lunges to the 50 where Lamont Wade brings him down. Very, very close to a Greensburg Central Catholic first down, and it is going to be a 1st and 10.
And that time running the read option, Pellis read it perfectly, saw everybody was going to Ross, kept it, and no one was there to take him, so he was able to get the first down.
1st and 10. Greensburg Central Catholic at the 50-yard line. Pellis this time gives it to Ross off the right side. Matthews leads the charge to stop Ross after a short pickup of about a yard to the 49-yard line. 2nd and 9.
Gain of 1 to the 49.
Middle of the Clairton defense making the tackle there. Not a lot of running room that time for Ross.
2nd and 9, Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 49. Ball in the near hash mark as the Centurions go from left to right. Another beautiful evening here. Clairton, Pennsylvania. We're glad you're with us on the MSA Sports Network. A game also being streamed live. Jess Levo handling the camera duties. give to Ross again. Makes a cut off the left side. Gets 2 to the 47. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Greensburg Central Catholic.
Yeah, Hall was there for Clairton as he helped stuff it up. And I'm trying to see who else out there. It looked like Hamlin was also there as well. No running room for Ross. 3rd and about 8 here.
Ball at the 47-yard line of the Clairton Bears. Trips coming near side. No, J.P. Pellis is going over to the far side. So we've got twins near side flanking out right. Quinn the wide man, Nowicki in the slot. Weir's a wingback off to the right side. Now he shifts from right to left. Tommy Pellis in the shotgun formation. And we got a timeout being taken by Greensburg Central Catholic with 9:55 to play in the first half. Clairton 14, GCC 7. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
MSA Sports social media pages are the best spot to find breaking news, scores, links to our articles, and more this season. Follow us on Twitter at MSA Sports and tweet us your scores from around the WPIAL. Also, like us on Facebook to join in on the conversation with over 1,000 other high school sports fans and view pictures and videos of your favorite team. And view our mobile score site at www.msasports.net/m. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or our websites, MSA Sports is the place to go for high school sports in Western Pennsylvania.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Progress First in Turf. Paul Paterra, Lou Rood. Neil C. Brown Stadium, high atop Miller Avenue here in Clairton, Pennsylvania. Bears lead Greensburg Central Catholic 14-7 with 9:55 to play in the first half. Class A Eastern Conference football. Big 3rd and 7 play here for the Centurions. They have the ball at the Clairton 47-yard line. Bears with 4 across the defensive front. Showing blitz. Play action fake. Pellis throws, and that one's batted away from J.P. Pellis. Trayshawn Howard with a great defensive play to smack that one away.
Yeah, played that one perfectly. Came across with his right hand, kept his left hand off of the receiver so that there could not be interference or a hold called, and just batted the ball away. And GCC forced a punt.
Lamont Wade, Noah Hamlin going deep. Slike on to punt for the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions. Wade near side, Hamlin far side awaiting the punt. And Slake's kick high in the direction of Hamlin on the far side. Hamlin lets it roll, takes a good GCC roll and goes out of bounds. Beautiful punt by Riley Slike, pinning Clairton inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. That's exactly what Coach Dan Maloney wanted.
Perfect coffin corner punt that time. Could not be fielded and bounced out of bounds inside the 5. So it'll be a horrible field position for Clairton. We'll see if Greensburg Central Catholic's defense here can turn up the heat and make something happen for the Centurions, with Clairton pinned back in the shadow of their own goal line.
9:41 to play in the first half. 14-7 Clairton. Bears at their own 5. Coming wide to the near side of the field, Devlin Clifford. In the slot, Noah Hamlin. In fact, there's trips that way. Closest to the line of scrimmage is Trayshawn Howard. Matthews with an empty set. Now gives the ball to one of the receivers coming around. That's Dreer going from right to left. He got over the 10 to about the 12 for a pickup of about 7.
And that's what makes Clairton so difficult to defend, because they've got such great speed. Dreer just stretched it out till he saw a seam planted and exploded up for about 6 yards out of nothing that was really there.
Dreer lining up to the left of Matthews this time. Now he goes in motion. Fake to him. Matthews keeps the football, and Matthews is going nowhere. Going to be dropped for a loss back to about the 9-yard line. Loss of 2, 3rd and 6.
And that time a misread on the dive read. He should have definitely given it to Dreer, as there was nothing there for him to keep the ball and run with.
3rd and 5 called. Ball at the Clairton 10. Empty set again. Matthews takes the snap, throws, pass complete off the right side to Dreer. Dreer breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, dances away from another one, but will not even get back to the line of scrimmage. Dropped for a loss of a couple of more. 4th down for Clairton, deep inside its own territory.
Yeah, Greensburg Central Catholic defense does a great job here pinning Clairton deep in their own territory and forcing the punt now. And they should have very good field position out of this.
Lamont Wade will come in to punt, and he'll punt from the shadows of his own goal line. This should be excellent field position for Greensburg Central Catholic. Alvin Ross is standing at the Clairton. Now he's backpedaling a little bit to the Clairton 35. Wade running. And I don't think he wants to punt. He's going to run with the football. Lamont Wade still dancing around, getting to about the 10-yard line, and that's going to be it. Interesting situation there. Clairton decides to go for it. I don't know if that's Lamont Wade's call or not. They needed to get to the 15 for the first down. They only got to the 10, so GCC has it 1st and goal at the Clairton 10.
Yeah, very interesting call there, if indeed it was made by the head coach or by Lamont Wade, as he did not get enough for the first down. GCC is in great field position. 1st and goal from the 10. They've dropped the sticks, so it's a 1st and goal situation.
7:44 to play in the first half. It's Clairton 14, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. But a golden opportunity here for the Centurions. Don't forget, coming up at the half, the MSA Sports Halftime Show, Don Rebel and Mike White are going to look at the teams in the WPIAL with the most career wins. But we still got some business to take care of here in the first half. Nesser over the football. Centurions going from left to right. Ball at the Clairton 10. Matthews looks like he's pinching up on one of them outside linebacker positions with a blitz. There's the snap. Pellis gives the ball to Ross off the left side. Ross fights for a couple to maybe the 8, 2nd and goal.
Yeah, right into the teeth of the Clairton defense. Not much there, but he was able to squirm forward for about 2 yards and maybe 1.5 where they're marking it. It's tough to run on Clairton in tight here, although Ross was able to take it in from the 1-yard line, but if you remember, Paul, they had to pass to get down there.
2nd and goal. Now Ross in a wildcat formation. Ball at the Clairton 9. Nowicki in motion. Ross fakes to him, keeps the football off the right side, bouncing off tacklers to about the 5. 3rd and goal from there.
Yeah, they're going to mark it just outside the 5-yard line. And something's going on, a lot of whistles, and they're still unpiling in there.
Looks like they've got everybody back to their respective huddle.
Pellis back in the game now, quarterback.
3rd and goal. Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 5-yard line. Pavarnik in the backfield with Pellis. He's to his left. 4 receivers set, 2 each way. Nesser to snap the ball in the shotgun to Pellis. Tommy Pellis looking over to the sidelines for the play. Plenty of time on the play clock, still 12 seconds. Pellis gets the snap, throws in the end zone, intercepted by Matthews. Here comes Aaron Matthews on the return. He's at the 20, the 25, the 30. Blockers ahead of him. Aaron Matthews turning it on. 45, 40. Pavarnik gives chase. He won't catch him. Catch me if you can. Aaron Matthews with more than 100 yards on the touchdown return.
Yeah, I think he got it right at the goal line is what it looked like. So we'll see. We'll talk to everybody else in the press box. Did he get it at the goal line? 100 yards is what everybody's calling it.
Aaron Matthews, the 6'5", 190-pound senior, picked off that pass, plucked it out of the air, and he was gone. And that's a Clairton Bear touchdown for you. Big play, quick strike. And just like that, Greensburg Central Catholic was 5 yards from pay dirt. All of a sudden, it's Clairton who ends up with the points.
Yeah, I mean, typical Clairton.
Clairton will
just
go
when you
for
think
2.
you've got them, boom, they hit you right back.
Lamont Wade is on the field. Been limited offensively tonight. He has been playing a lot on defense. He got redeemed there with his fake punt, which gave GCC the ball at the Clairton 10. Dreer awaiting the snap out of the Wildcat. Wade in motion from left to right. Dreer fakes to him and runs it into the end zone for the two-point conversion. Untouched. Triple fives on the clock. 5:55 to play in the first half. It's Clairton 22, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, First in Turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, First in Turf.
For updated football scores on Friday nights, check out MSA Sports on your mobile device at m.scores.msasports.net. Paul Paterra and Lou Rood. We're at Neil C. Brown Stadium. The Clairton Bears lead the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions in this Class A Eastern Conference football game, 22-7, with 5:55 to play in the first half. It looked like Greensburg Central Catholic was on its way to a game-tying score. Aaron Matthews intercepts a pass and returns it 100 yards for a touchdown. Putting the ball on the tee for the Clairton Bears, Maurice Reeves. Nowicki is the deep man, center deep. He's got Alvin Ross to his left. Brian Pavarnik off to his right. Deep kickoff this time, handled at the 10 by Nowicki. Ball under his right arm, 20, 25, has some space at the 30, then stops, plunges forward to about the 33-yard line for the Centurions. Greensburg Central Catholic with 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. Clairton they have one on the scoreboard, but I thought the Bears used all 3 of theirs. The scoreboard says 1 left.
Yeah, I thought they used them all as well, but wow, what an electric play by Aaron Matthews. GCC looking like a chance to go in and at least tie the game up or take the lead. Matthews just picks it off at the goal line, takes it all the way back. 100-yard pick 6 and 22-7. Clairton lead now.
Centurions with the ball on the near hash mark. They'll go from left to right. Pellis in the shotgun has Alvin Ross to his left. Receivers each way in the GCC offense. Clairton 5 across the defensive front. Ross gets the football from Pellis. Gets over the 35 to about the 38. Flag flies after the 5-yard pickup.
Mayo on the stop for, or Payo rather, on the stop for
penalty against Greensburg
Clairton.
Central Catholic.
Penalties on GCC.
And it has been a penalty-filled first half. There was 11 in the first quarter, 8 against Clairton. So back up Greensburg Central Catholic. Elvin Ross coming over to the sidelines. The transfer from Frazier. Holding is the call against Greensburg Central Catholic. So back up the Centurions.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Spot foul. Of course, it's a 10-yard mark-off. Put the ball at the 22 of GCC. So it'll be 1st and 21 for Greensburg Central Catholic.
And Greensburg Central Catholic has to feel a little bit shell-shocked right now after what happened, and you might want to see if Clairton can't come up with another turnover here.
Twins to the far side of the field. J.P. Pellis wide near side, and another penalty marker on the ground.
Looks like it's going to be illegal procedure possibly against GCC. No offsides, Clairton.
Offside against the Clairton Bears. So the Clairton defense gives 5 yards back to Greensburg
I'm wondering
Central
how
Catholic.
many penalties that is so far in the first half, Paul. Maybe we can find out from one of the news reporters here.
So it'll be 1st and about 18 for Greensburg Central Catholic. Ball at their 27. Give to Pavarnik. Pavarnik up the gut for a couple. Give him 3 to the 30. Second and long, maybe second 13 we'll call it, looking at the sticks. Pavarnik's first carry of the ball game. The 6 foot, 180-pound senior. Neither team's really been huddling up much. It's been mostly a no-huddle attack tonight. Not really a hurry-up.
No, not a hurry-up at all.
And more and more teams are going to that. Is there an advantage to that?
Yeah, it limits substitutions defensively. You pretty much have to go with the people you have out there, or risk them trying to snap the ball quick and catching you with 12 men on the field while you're trying to get players in and out.
Second and 13, Greensburg Central Catholic at its 30. Pellis gives to Ross, who's back in. Ross has a hole off the right side. 35, makes a cut over the 40. He is very close to a first down. The sticks are at the 43. He gets the first down.
No, he's going to be short, I think, about a yard.
Oh, it looks like.
Or half a yard. Yeah, at least from where I'm looking at it, Paul.
I saw the ref give the indication to stop
yeah, no,
the
he's
clock.
He's about a yard short,
okay.
Or a half a yard short.
So it is not a first down then.
Yeah, Harrison Dreer and Lamont Wade on the stop prevented the first down.
So it'll be third and about a yard for Greensburg Central Catholic. And there's the fake to Ross. Pellis keeps the football. He's running left. He's got the first down and more. Pellis inside Clairton territory. Dragged down by Matthews, who grabbed his shirt to make the stop. But another good run by Tommy Pellis. First and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic.
And again, Clairton paying so much attention to Ross that Pellis read that, pulled the ball, and he had enough room, found a seam, and was able to get upfield. Nice yardage and a first down.
4 minutes and turning to play in the first half. 22-7 Clairton. But Greensburg Central Catholic on the move, first and 10 at the Clairton 45. Pellis fakes to Ross, keeps it again. He's got room off the left side. Pellis breaks a tackle at the 40, makes a cut, bounces it back outside. Pellis inside the 30, wrestled out of bounds at about the 26-yard line, but a pickup of 20 for Tommy Pellis.
Nice run by Pellis again, and he's getting past Kiaja Fuqua out there. Fuqua had him twice, should have made the play, but Pellis was able to elude him and come up with a huge gain for GCC.
First and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic at the 26 of Clairton. Pellis in the shotgun. Gives it to Ross this time. Ross inside the 25 to about the 22. Nice pickup of 4.
Still plenty of time on the clock. 3:29 remaining in the half. And it's huge for Greensburg Central Catholic right now that they're in Clairton territory, to try and find a way to get some points.
Second and 7. Ball at the 23 of Clairton. Twins to the near side of the field. Shotgun formation. Pellis with Ross to his right. Quinn wide to the far side of the field. He flanks out left. Play clock winding down to 5. Give to Ross again, trying to get around left end, but it's going to be tackled back at the 25. Good stop out there by Jaleel Hall, the 5'11", 210-pound senior. And it's going to be third and about 10 for Greensburg Central Catholic.
And we'll see what GCC tries here. Last pass they attempted got picked off and run back the other way.
Probably 4-down country, I would think. Although Slike has a good leg.
He does have a good leg. You want to get points here somehow. I mean, it's going to be tough to beat Clairton kicking field goals when they're scoring touchdowns, but you want to have some positive momentum going into the second half, and getting more points on the board is one way to do that.
And GCC's taking time off the clock. They don't want to leave Clairton much time.
No, they don't.
To get the ball back. Play clock again down to 5 seconds. 3-2. He did get the snap off. Give to Ross. Ross with a slick little move to get away from a couple of defenders. Got inside the 25 to about the 23. Fourth and 8.
Yeah, and that play call right there tells me that they're concerned about throwing the ball right now, for fear that it might get picked and run back the other way, because you normally don't run a dive read on 3rd and 10.
Clock is down to 1.5 minutes to play in the first half and turning. 4th and 7, Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 23. Centurions with 2 timeouts remaining, and they're going to go for it.
They're going to let the play clock run down, possibly call timeout when it gets down near 1 or 2 seconds left.
That might be, because it looks like that will be the case.
And it is 1 second left. They called timeout.
Timeout. Greensburg Central Catholic.
It's 1:08 to play in the first half.
Slike was loosening his leg up, so they are going to go for the field goal here.
Ryan Slike on the season has not registered a field goal as of yet. He's got 7 extra points. It would be about a 40-yard field goal if that is the call. 1:08 to play in the first half. 22-7. Clairton leads Greensburg Central Catholic. And GCC doing one thing at 1-2 on that drive, taking as much time off the clock here in the first half. You don't want to give Clairton the ball.
And it's been a long first half. I mean, we started the game at 7 o'clock, and it's 10 after 8, 11 after 8 right now. But that's due to penalty after penalty after
first quarter, I think it's 46 minutes.
After penalty, and I could keep going on ad nauseum because
no need.
There were a lot of penalties.
So we'll see what Coach Dan Maloney and the GCC coaching staff chooses to do. Both these teams with Eastern Conference games on their schedule next week. Greensburg Central Catholic will be traveling to Riverview, while Clairton hosts the Dynamos of Springdale. And you've got soccer tomorrow. What soccer game you got for the fans on the MSA
Park
Sports Network?
Girls versus Upper St. Clair Girls. Matt Vandriak and I will have the call. It's a hometown soccer broadcast on the MSA Sports Network. 12:30 game time. We'll be on the air at 12:20.
That'll be 3 different hats in 3 days for you. Last night you were doing volleyball.
Girls volleyball, hometown broadcast for Brentwood as they took on Bishop Canavan. I worked with Sam Hall. So now I got you guys and
Lamont Wade was trying to get to the Greensburg Central Catholic huddle.
Greensburg Central huddle.
Lamont Wade.
Say, hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, dudes. Yeah, he was in the huddle, and Slike is not on the field, so the Centurions will go for it.
They're going to go for it, huh?
4th and 7. The ball at the Clairton 23. Trailing 22-7 with 1:08 to play in the first half.
Hey, Lamont was just saying hello.
He's a friendly guy.
Yeah.
4th and 7 for the Centurions.
He is a well-spoken kid, though.
Yes, he is.
In the shotgun, Tommy Pellis. Guess what, folks? I believe there's a penalty marker down. Or
ran out. The clock ran out?
No. The clock started running, and there was a timeout called, but the clock
so you got to
was
reset
running.
the clock.
Yes. There has been some clock operating difficulties here this
Yeah, because it's down to 57 seconds
Let's
right
call
now.
it. Put the clock back to 1:08 is the instruction from the referee. There it is. Okay. So we'll try this again. 4th and 7 at the Clairton 23. Nesser to snap. Pellis has twins near side, a receiver wide left. Takes the snap, drops back, throws the pass. And dropped! J.P. Pellis was open at the 10-yard line and couldn't pull it in.
And it would have been a first down had he been able to hold it. Instead, Clairton will get the ball and have about 1 minute and 1 second remaining in the quarter.
And those are the kind of plays you have to make if you want to beat a team like the Clairton Bears.
You have to make those plays.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Clairton at its 23, 1:01 to play here in the first half. And I believe the Bears are out of timeout.
Yes, they are. They've called enough of them.
But you know how quickly this offense can score.
Oh, seconds. All they need is one play.
They scored 4 touchdowns in 3 minutes and 41 seconds last week. Matthews in the shotgun, Dreer to his left, trips near side. Matthews takes the snap, steps up into pocket, throws deep pass, caught by Hamlin. Hamlin bumped down at about the 40-yard line of GCC, but Matthews gunning one in a 37-yard hookup.
And he just threw that thing up there. Hamlin able to come down with it. And just like that, they go from near the shadow of their own goal line into Greensburg Central Catholic territory.
Clock stops to set the chains. Sticks are in place. Clock should be running. Matthews takes the snap, surveys the field, throws, pass, complete. The 25, the 20, Howard dancing in the secondary, makes a cutback move, breaks a tackle, bounces off a defender, fighting toward the goal line, down inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. Trayshawn Howard.
What was that we said about scoring in a hurry?
Oh, we told you they could. 2 plays. They've gone from their 23 to the Greensburg Central Catholic 4. 35 seconds to play in the first half.
I've seen this too many times out of the Clairton Bears.
So has everybody that's played them.
They're just unreal. Well, I've had first-hand experience at that ball.
Snap to Matthews. Matthews throws into the end zone. That one wide of the mark, intended for Hamlin. That'll stop the clock with 28 seconds to play in the first half.
It doesn't really hurt because it does stop the clock. Gives them time to call the play and get ready. Yeah, I've had the first-hand experience not only on the field coaching against them, but also up in the booth watching many, many of their games that we've had the opportunity to call over the past few years.
28 seconds to play in the first half. 2nd and goal, Clairton at the 5-yard line of Greensburg Central Catholic. Matthews with the snap. Has time. Throws in the end zone. It should have been intercepted but dropped. Alvin Ross had it in his belly and couldn't pull it in. Again, another play you have to make if you're going to beat the Clairton Bears.
Yeah, because what could happen is next play Clairton could score. And then you're thinking, oh my gosh, we had them turned around right before the half. Then they come back and score anyway.
Stops the clock again with 22 seconds to play in the first half. Third and goal, empty set. Bunch right. Now Hamlin goes in motion, he goes right. Matthews rolls right, eludes a defender in the backfield, directs traffic, throws in the end zone. Did Hamlin catch it? No, he did not. The ball bounces. It'll be 4th and goal from the 5-yard line.
Hamlin made a valiant effort to come up with it and protested to the officials that he caught it, but 2 of them said no.
So it'll be 4th and goal, Clairton at the Greensburg Central Catholic 5. The Bears aren't going to go for a field goal.
No.
So they're going to go for it here. Bunch right. Hamlin slot left. Now Hamlin in motion from left to right. Matthews rolling right. Here comes some defense. Matthews spins away from a tackler. He's running left. Matthews directing traffic. Matthews at the 10 throws into the end zone. Batted away and incomplete. Ryan Quinn deflects it out of bounds, and the GCC Centurions turn away the Clairton Bears.
Yeah, 3 seconds remaining in the half, and they dodged the bullet there, as it looked like Clairton was going to take it in and score, but instead we'll go into the half unless something remarkable happens here in the last 3 seconds.
I think GCC will take a knee.
I would hope they would take a knee. I would hope they would take a knee. Yeah, that would be the sound coaching philosophy there.
We'll get the ball at the 5-yard line. 4 plays from the 5, and Aaron Matthews, he just directs traffic back there, and he's tough to sack.
Yeah, and he had a lot of time to throw, but Quinn with a great play defensively for GCC. And it looks like they are in the take-a-knee formation here.
And they do, and that's going to be the end of the first half. The score, Clairton 22, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
When Dollar Bank was founded in 1855, it was on the idea that banking should be available to everyone. 160 years later, Dollar Bank is still helping everyday people get everything they deserve. Without shareholders, Dollar Bank is able to think differently, like new Everything Checking. You get everything you want in a checking account with no monthly service fee just by doing the things you do every day. And Everything Checking is not just available to high balance customers. Everyone can get it. Everything Checking includes interest, 55,000 free ATMs, and now everyone can celebrate Dollar Bank's 160th anniversary by earning 1.60% APY up to $20,000 all year long with Everything Savings. Are you getting everything you deserve? Ask for new Everything Checking only from Dollar Bank. Call 1-800-242-BANK, stop by, or visit dollarbank.com for details. Dollar Bank, mutually inspired. Rate and service fee waiver require Everything Checking with 6 qualifying monthly payments, 0.25% annual percentage yield over $20,000, subject to change without notice. Dollar Bank, member FDIC.
MSASports.net is the place to click on every day this fall.
On Mondays, we have the latest MSA Sports Top 10 football rankings.
Tuesday is a look back at the biggest and best plays from the previous Scholastic football weekend with the plays of the week.
We go big game hunting on Wednesday with a preview of the top 4 WPIAL football contests.
I'll look into my crystal ball on Thursday with the wildly popular Chicks Picks.
Also on Thursday, we preview the college football slate in the region for the upcoming weekend, then we recap those games each and every Sunday.
A complete rundown of all the games comes your way on Friday, plus plenty of broadcasts to choose from on Friday nights.
On Saturday, we'll take a look at the top performances with Friday night highlights. Then on Sunday, a look back at the previous day's high school standouts with Saturday's Scholastic Stars.
Anytime, anywhere, always there this fall with the MSA Sports Network at MSASports.net.
No regrets.
You may have some regrets in life, but not with Erie Insurance. We'll treat you fairly and won't penalize you for a mishap. And we have great rates. So instead of regrets, get to know Erie. See for yourself why more than 90% of Erie customers stay with us year after year. Get a quote today.
Call the Mills Agency, servicing Greensburg, Ligonier, and Jeanette. 724-834-3015.
Erie Insurance.
Paul Paterra, Lou Rood at the half here at DLC Brown Stadium. Halftime show coming up very shortly. Dawn Rebel Mike White talking about most career wins by WPIAL football teams. 22-7 the score in this one. Clairton leads Greensburg Central Catholic in Class A Eastern Conference football. Clairton scoring first at the 7:39 mark of the first quarter. A 47-yard pass play from Aaron Matthews to Harrison Dreer. Pass failed for the 2-point conversion, so it was 6-0 at that point in favor of Clairton. GCC jumped in front on a 1-yard run by Alvin Ross. Slikes extra point made it 7-6 Greensburg Central Catholic. A 12-yard run by Harrison Dreer on the final play of the first quarter. And Aaron Matthews' 2-point conversion run made it 14-7. Greensburg Central Catholic looked like it was going in for a tying score. Had the ball at the 5-yard line of Clairton. Aaron Matthews intercepted a pass and returned it 100 yards for a touchdown. And that's the score we have right now. Clairton leading 22-7. The Bears did have it first and goal at the Greensburg Central Catholic 5 late in the first half, but came away empty. That could help GCC a little bit, I would imagine, with some momentum.
Give them a little bit of momentum, Paul, but the key more so was the 100-yard interception return. When they were down there, had a chance to score, tie the ball game up, and instead it goes 100 yards the other way, and now they find themselves down 2 scores. And again, it's just Clairton being Clairton. They can just score in an eye blink, and you think you have them, you think you're in good position, and then boom, it's going the other way.
Take it to the halftime show. Dawn Rebel and Mike White looking at the most career wins by WPIAL football teams. At the half, the score, Clairton 22, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. You're listening to the ProGrass First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
Welcome to the Week 3 edition of the Halftime Show here on the MSA Sports Network. Dawn Rebel with Mr. Michael White of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Little history was made here last week.
That's right. Seems like we always have history in the WPIAL, but pretty big history. Jeanette winning their 700th game in school history.
That's a lot.
Only the second team from the WPIAL to do that. So this week, Dawn, I thought we'd talk about Winners. Like, well, not like you and I. Many people think we're a loser, but
come on.
Well, we're big winners, though.
We are?
We're players and winners.
That's right.
I'm here to talk about winners, then. I just think there's some interesting numbers around the WPIAL as far as schools with number of victories and how they fit in the state, and maybe some surprising, interesting factoids on winners.
Winning factoids.
We usually save them for later.
Those are playoff factoids.
Yes, but here's
Different
a couple
brand.
that I picked off the tree from the fall factoids of winning.
Okay.
All right. You know, national numbers, it seems the leaders nationally started playing football in the late 1800s. No, I did not cover any of their games. But what I think is interesting, Don, is the 50 winningest teams in the history of football, high school football in the country, Almost 1/4 are from Pennsylvania. 12 of them.
Wow.
Are from Pennsylvania. 3 from the WPIAL. I think that's
they're calling to verify that.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
That has been verified.
No, it is true, folks. It is
that
true.
has been verified.
No need to call and ask.
And Mont Carmel's number 6, Easton number 9, Berwick number 12, Steelton High Spire number 30, winningest teams ever. Newcastle 31, Jeanette 35 now, 35-36. Philadelphia Central 39, Williamsport 40, Greensburg Central 45, Penn Charter.
Greensburg Salem.
Did I say Central?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
They
just called to verify that. Penn Charter 46, Huntingdon 47, Pottsville 49. 2 Pennsylvania teams, as I said, Dawn, are in the top 10. Number 6, Mont Carmel. Number 9, Easton. Both have 800 wins. Real fast. Top 5 nationally. Valdosta, Georgia. Could you have guessed that? They have a pretty famous program. One of them, maybe you should guess, from Ohio. Number 2, Fort Thomas Highlands from Kentucky. Louisville Male from Kentucky. I guess only males go there. Number 4 from Ohio. Guess.
Massillon.
Yes, Massillon, Washington. Paul Brown made famous. And Mayfield, Kentucky, number 5.
Oh, so the school out in California is not on that list?
No, De La Salle's not anywhere in the top 10.
Oh, okay. All right.
More winners coming back.
Winners. When we return to the halftime show on the MSA Sports Network. When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIAL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. Interesting topic as we continue with the halftime show. Don Rebel, Mike White, talking about tremendous tradition, tremendous programs in high school football.
Winners, big winners.
Winners.
Like me and you.
You're still trying to shove that down their throats, aren't they? If we do a mediocre subject,
next
then
week we'll talk about losers,
featured.
and then we'll also talk about us. The WPIAL winningest teams of all time, Don. I'm going to go down to about 13, 14, 15. And I think some interesting numbers and facts on them. Newcastle's number 1, 714. But what's interesting, 68% of their wins, Don, are by two guys.
Coach Brian Baugh.
Phil, my favorite, should be in the WPIAL Hall of Fame. Phil Breidenbach, coach from the 1920s to the 50s, had 265, and Lindy Loro, 31% of them. He coached from 61 to 92. Jeanette's number 2. They got their 700th last week. Greensburg Salem, number 3. A lot of them were from the old Greensburg High School before they became Greensburg Salem. Aliquippa 4 with 673 wins since 1910. 3 men, 673 wins. 3 men have 484, 72% of their wins.
So that's a pretty good race going on for 700, the next team, between Salem and Aliquippa.
Yes.
Salem has the lead now, but...
Yes, I would say Aliquippa will pass.
Yeah.
Do you know who those 3 men are who have 72% of Aliquippa's wins?
Well, Dandy Don Yanessa.
Right.
Mike Zmianek.
Right.
And...
The stadium.
Oh, Coach Ashman.
Yes, Carl A. Ashman. Zmianek has 202, Yanessa 142, and Carl A. Ashman 140. Washington. A little surprised. Were you surprised that they are number 5?
I'm not.
They are number 5. Monessen number 6 at 651 coming. They now 651. Clairton number 7
with 1 victory for JoJo, by the way. Monessen.
That's right. Clairton number 7 done. They've been playing football since 1914. 23% of their wins have been in the past 12 years. 144. That's 23% in the past 12 years. The other 77% in the previous 90 years. That's
They've been sort of good
yes.
the last decade or so.
Beaver Falls is 8. Rochester's 9. Beaver, number 10. I think that's a little surprising. And one guy has 43% of their wins. Pat Tarquinio.
Yep.
They have 617, I think, going into this year. No, now they have 617. Number 11, McKeesport, 618. George Smith has 35% of their wins.
Do you know they were naming the field after him?
Where? At McKeesport?
Yeah.
No, when?
Yeah, I think
I did not know that.
Next week at the homecoming.
I did not know that. Thank you for that. That's a good note.
That's a fact.
Read about that in the Post-Gazette fact.
Wait, stolen.
Altoona is next at 12. Not really fair to count them as WPIAL. They are in now. Mount Lebanon, number 13. And in the top, next in the top 20 in the state, or at least in the WPIAL, is, what did I say? I'm sorry. 11, 12, 13. Westinghouse is 60. They're a City League school.
They want to be in the WPIAL.
Yes. And I don't know if they will, but some great teams years ago, but not lately. They're the opposite of Clairton. A lot of wins years ago, no wins lately. That's it. Enough for the winners.
All right, Winner. Thank you for that information.
Jonathan Winner.
Enjoy the second half of the game you're listening to on the...
Back at Neil C. Brown Stadium, Paul Paterra, Lou Rood at the half here. The Clairton Bears lead the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions 22-7. Class A Eastern Conference football. Few stats of note. Tommy Pellis, the Greensburg Central Catholic quarterback, 3 for 11, 36 yards. Alvin Ross has carried the ball 16 times for 28 yards. He has a touchdown run. Aaron Matthews has completed 5 of 9, 128 yards. He has thrown for a touchdown and also run an interception, 100 yards for a touchdown. Lou Rood working on some scores. He'll get them to you as he can. Don't forget, it's not only football we bring you at MSA Sports. We got you covered this fall on the court and on the pitch. Tune in for our hometown soccer broadcast featuring Upper St. Clair, Penn Trafford, Franklin Regional, Fox Chapel, and Seneca Valley. We also have our hometown girls volleyball broadcast featuring West Allegheny, Central Valley, Freeport, Brentwood, Bishop Canevin, Avonworth, Southside Beaver, and Chartiers Houston. Hometown soccer girls volleyball and soccer broadcasts are only here on the MSA Sports Network. You got some scores?
I've got some scores,
All right,
Paul,
what you got?
from the MSASports.net scoreboard. It is Avonworth leading Brentwood 26-14. Surprising close game. Cardinal World North Catholic over Our Lady of Sacred Heart 28-0. It is Southside leading Fort Cherry 14-7. Riverside trailing Neshannock 42-28. And it is Union leading Vincentian 13-7. These are all in Class A. Fraser and Bentworth right now at 0-0, but I'm going to try and get an update on that. Jefferson Morgan leading Avella 47-0. It is Shenango and Rochester tied at 7. Ligonier Valley over, well, that's not in the WPIAL, so we'll skip that one. Beth Center leading California 50-9. In Easter, that is Tri-County South action. Clairton leading Greensburg Central here, our score 22-7. Jeanette leading Leechburg 30-0. It is Sarah Catholic surprisingly on top of Monessen 6-0 right now. And Mapletown leading West Green 32-0. In Double-A, the Quips of Aliquippa all over Elwood City 47-0. The Scotties of Southmoreland on top of Brownsville 17-0. Charleroi leading Derry 9-0. McGuffey over Mohawk 21-7. Steel Valley leading Stowe Rocks 35-0. The Washington Little Prexies over Waynesburg Central 42-0. Beaver Falls over Beaver 34-0. Mount Pleasant leading Burgettstown 20-7. Deer Lakes 14-0 over South Allegheny. Freeport on top of Apollo Ridge, surprising 35-0.
Wow.
Yes, that is a big wow. New Brighton leading Quaker Valley 3-0. And continuing in Double-A, we've got Seton LaSalle 21, Carlinton 0. And Highlands over West Shamokin 48-0. South Fayette leading South Park 35-0. And Valley over Shadyside Academy 6-0. In AAA, Moon leading Ambridge 8-7. Newcastle and Blackhawk tied at 14. Hollidaysburg leading Greensburg Salem 10-3. TJ on top of Laurel Highlands 7-0. West Mifflin 14, Albert Gallatin 6. We have Armstrong leading Indiana 14-6. Trinity 28, Elizabeth Forward 0. Hampton 3, Gateway 0. Chartiers Valley 7, Montour 0. No report yet from Ringgold and Yawk. Bell Vernon 29, Uniontown 0. Franklin Regional 14, Mars 10. Knock 35, Carrick 0. West Allegheny 50, Hopewell 0. In Quad A, the Plum Mustangs continue on their roll, leading Altoona 28-0. Pine Richland over Fox Chapel 14-0. Mount Lebanon leading Baldwin 29-0. Penn Hills 19, Central Valley 14. It is North Hills 14, Butler 0. Kiski 21, Hempfield 0. Pittsburgh Central Catholic and North Allegheny tied at 7. Penn Trafford leading McKeesport 14-7. Peters Township 21, Cannon McMillan 7. Latrobe over Connellsville 17-14. And it is Norwin leading Seneca Valley 21-20. And Bethel Park over Upper St. Clair 16-0. And those are the scores that I have right now, Paul.
Some dandies there, as it is every week in the WPIAL. Of course, the score of this one, the Clairton Bears lead the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions 22-7. Both teams back on the field as we get ready to start the second half. Greensburg Central Catholic in the white jerseys, maroon numerals and pants. Clairton Bears in the orange pants, black jerseys, white numerals, orange helmets for the Clairton Bears here at Neil C. Brown Stadium.
Got an update on a AAA Quad A. Penn Hills is leading Central Valley 19-14.
That's an interesting matchup.
Yes, that is.
Interesting matchup with a.
And Bethel Park has now gone up on top of Upper St. Clair 23-0.
Good battle with South Hills foes.
Derry now is taking the lead over Charleroi 14-9. Aliquippa now on top 53-0 over Elwood City. Quaker Valley 7, New Brighton 3, continuing on. Trying to get some more updated scores here. And still going through, trying to find some more. Deer Lake's now up to 28-0 over South Allegheny. And Central Catholic has now taken a 14-7 lead over North Allegheny. As I keep going through here.
That Central Catholic team.
Bentworth 3, Fraser 0.
Ah.
So we did get a score on that one.
Pittsburgh Central Catholic, from what you're hearing, loaded this year with talent. This one, 22-7. Clairton Bears will get the ball to start the second half. Bears touchdowns came on a 47-yard pass play from Aaron Matthews to Harrison Dreer. An extra point pass failed. Greensburg Central Catholic scoring on a 1-yard run by Alvin Ross. The Slike extra point made it 7-6 Centurions. A 12-yard run by Dreer, followed by Matthews' 2-point conversion run, made it 14-7. Then a 100-yard interception return by Matthews.
And TJ Laurel Highlands, a good game. TJ now leading 13-7 over Laurel Highlands.
I wonder what Bill Chirpak thought after a 2-game losing streak. He hasn't had many of those in his career.
He hasn't had any.
Really? That's the first
in his
one?
career.
Wow.
The first time they've started 0-2 under Bill Chirpak at TJ. So,
going deep for Clairton is Trayshawn Howard and Lamont Wade. Slike with the ball on the tee for Greensburg Central Catholic. Riley Slike as we get ready to start the second half. Tonight's game is brought to you by Progress, first in turf. And Slike, the right-footed kicker, approaches it. Squib kick along the ground that goes out of bounds. So the Clairton Bears will start the ball 1st and 10 at their 40. Aaron Matthews, the quarterback, the senior, 6'5", 190 pounds. College is looking at him. And, of course, he'll go back to wide receiver or defensive back in college. He's playing quarterback for
he's got that 6'5" height. So, he would be an ideal big wide receiver at the college level because he's got great hands and great speed. And eventually might even look for him as a tight end, possibly.
I apologize, I said 40. Actually, it's the 35-yard line, of course, in high school football. Ball in the near hash mark as the Bears go from right to left to start the second half. Aaron Matthews has a bunch formation to his left. Noah Hamlin wide to the right. Empty set. 3 across the defensive front for GCC. Now a couple men go in motion from left to right for the Clairton Bears. Matthews takes the snap, quickly throws out to the right side to Hamlin. Hamlin at the 35, the 40, turns on the Jets, gets up close to the midfield stripe for a 1st and 10 for the Clairton Bears.
Yeah, they just moved the 2 men out there and then threw a little bubble screen to Hamlin. He had 2 blockers in front of him. Turned on the Jets. Next thing you know, it's 1st down for Clairton.
1st and 10, Clairton at the 50. Empty set once again. 4 receivers to the left. Now 2 of them go in motion from left to right. In fact, Dreer's going to line up in the backfield behind Matthews, awaiting the shotgun snap. He's got it. Gives the ball to Dreer. Dreer stacked up after a short pickup to about the 48. Make it 2nd and 8 for Clairton.
Yeah, Pavarnik on a nice stop for Greensburg Central Catholic. Drove Dreer backwards.
Up the middle, gain of 2.
Harrison Dreer hasn't been able to get going too much here this evening.
The 2nd and 8.
He's in the backfield with Matthews again. Now he's going to come out wide to the left. There's trips that way, wide near side. Now man in motion that way, jet sweep. Howard with the ball. He gets inside the 45, bounces it outside, cuts back inside at the 35, slips away from a tackler. Going to be dragged down at the 37. Trayshawn Howard with an electrifying 11-yard pickup, 1st and 10, Clairton.
And they put trips out that way, ran the single receiver on the right across in a jet sweep, had 3 blockers in front of him, and Howard with a nice gain for Clairton.
1st and 10, Clairton at the 36 of Greensburg Central Catholic. Matthews with the snap, looking to pass, getting some pressure, takes the ball upfield and gets brought down after a 6-yard pickup to the 30.
And that's a
2nd and 4.
That's a 6-yard pickup out of nothing. I mean, he's back there looking downfield, surveying his receivers, and suddenly says, "Oh, maybe I better run," and then takes off and gets 6 yards.
Even took a peek behind him. Lamont Wade in the game at the tailback position. 2nd and 4, Clairton at the Greensburg Central Catholic 30. Hamlin going wide to the right. Twins that way. Fuqua comes off the sidelines. He lines up as a wing back to the left. Man in motion, fake the jet sweep, give the ball to Lamont Wade off the right side. Wade moving that pile forward for a yard or two. Third and about 2 for the Bears at the 28 of Greensburg Central Catholic.
Yeah, tried to run Wade back on a counter fake to the left, and then Wade came back to the right, but not a whole lot of running room there.
Third and 2. Officials timeout. Okay, clock winding again. Ball at the 28 of GCC. Lamont Wade, sweep right, gets a block. Inside the 25, inside the 20, 15, bounces it outside. Lamont Wade sprinting to the end zone. Looks like he's going to be knocked down just shy inside the 5 at about the 2. Any questions about the ankle? Answered there. It's okay.
Yeah, it's quite all right. And if Alvin Ross doesn't make a saving tackle, throwing himself at Lamont Wade to knock him out of bounds, Wade takes it in for the score.
First and goal, Clairton at the Greensburg Central Catholic 2. Matthews gives the ball in the jet sweep. It's Howard from right to left. Howard lunges towards the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Clairton.
3-yard TD run for Trayshawn Howard.
So the Clairton Bears put 6 more points on their side of the scoreboard and make it 28-7.
And it didn't take them long to do it here in the start of the second half, opening drive.
2 minutes and 42 seconds. Wade takes the shotgun snap, gives the ball to Matthews coming around on a jet sweep. He's in. So the score, Clairton 30, Greensburg Central Catholic 7 with 9:18 to play in the third quarter. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
Attention business owners and marketing managers. MSA Sports Network offers a cost-effective way to expand your advertising efforts, increase your bottom line, and promote your brand and services in the communities you serve. Offering you flexible marketing plans with numerous multimedia combinations, the ability to target your local customers within a 5 to 10 mile radius of your business, industry exclusivity, available via sport, season, community, or region, and outstanding return on investment with all MSA Sports sponsorship opportunities. MSA Sports Network represents the most efficient and effective ad placement in the broadcast industry. To learn more about advertising opportunities on the MSA Sports Network, contact Glenn Anderson at 412-362-2000, extension 2225, or ganderson@msa.com.
Coming up after the game, it's the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands from the MSA Sports Control Center with all the scores from Week 3 of the 2015 season. Plus Melissa Carl and some dude named Paul Paterra will join Don on the roundtable. Don't miss the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show after the game, only here on the MSA Sports Network. Lou Rood and myself, Paul Paterra, with you at Neil C. Brown Stadium. The Clairton Bears leading Greensburg Central Catholic 30-7. Kickoff by Clairton, handled by Nowicki at the 18. He's across the 20, the 25, the 30. Finds a seam, gets across the 45 to the 47. Nice kickoff return by Nowicki to give Greensburg Central Catholic some good field position. Class A Eastern Conference football for you here tonight. And both these teams stay in the conference next week. Greensburg Central Catholic is at Riverview, while Clairton hosts Springdale. This Clairton Bears team showing its potential to score lots of points again. It was a team that scored a state record 940 points last year, averaging just a shade under 63 points a game. Had a 66-game winning streak that was snapped in 2013.
By?
Monessen.
There you go.
Yep. And they also lost to Stowe Rocks that year, 2 losses that year. Stowe Rocks was in the WPIAL semifinals. Shotgun formation. Tommy Pellis gives the ball to Ross. Ross is stacked up after a short pickup. Maybe half a yard, and that's it. It'll be second and long for Greensburg Central Catholic.
Yeah, the interior of the Clairton defense taking over now. That time Courtney Carter just blew the play up from the inside and had help from a lot of his friends on that Clairton interior.
They stacked Ross up a lot here in this ball game. 17 carries, 28 yards for Ross. Second and 10, ball at the 46 of Greensburg Central Catholic. Pellis in the shotgun. Takes the snap. 5-man rush. Matthews puts up that big arm, knocks it down. He's 6'5". When he gets that arm extended, we got a 7-footer out there.
Yeah, he knocked it up in the air, and Jaleel Hall was like jumping up and down. He almost was able to catch it, but it hit the ground before he could get to it. And when the big guys down inside see that, they get a chance to pick one off and run it back. They get excited.
3rd and 10. Greensburg Central Catholic at its 46-yard line. Trips near side for the Centurions. Pellis in the shotgun, Ross to his right. Those receivers are wide to the right. Pellis takes the snap, throws left to Weir, his tight end, and Weir is just drilled as soon as he catches it. In fact, he doesn't catch it. Howard and Fuqua all over him, and Jake Weir is down.
Yeah, he got nailed right as the ball got there, and he is down on the ground right now.
Jake Weir, the 6'4", 225-pound senior tight end linebacker, who's getting some interest from some Division I FCS schools. Of course, when there's an injury, the GCC players take the helmets off and go down to a knee.
As do the Clairton Bears.
And the Bears do that as well. 30-7 your score here. Clairton leads Greensburg Central Catholic with 8:33 to play in the third quarter.
Anyone? Do we do this one?
Do it again.
All right, MSA Sports has you covered this fall on the court and on the pitch. Tune in for our hometown soccer broadcast featuring Upper St. Clair, Penn Trafford, Franklin Regional, Fox Chapel, and Seneca Valley. We also have our hometown girls volleyball broadcast featuring West Allegheny, Central Valley, Freeport, Brentwood, Bishop Canavan, Avonworth, Southside Beaver, and Chartiers Houston. Hometown soccer and girls volleyball broadcasts are only here on the MSA Sports Network, and I can attest to that. I did a hometown volleyball game last night at Brentwood, and I got a hometown soccer game tomorrow. Upper St. Clair girls are home against Bethel Park at 12:30 on the network.
Jake Weir is up, hobbling off the field, favoring that left ankle a bit. And off the incomplete pass, it'll be 4th and 10.
It'll be 4th and 11.
For Greensburg Central Catholic. Ball at their 46-yard line as Weir ambles over to the near sidelines. Helping him out a bit is Kyle Cardella. And Slike on to punt. Lamont Wade, Noah Hamlin go deep for the Clairton Bears. Wade near side, Hamlin far side.
Hamlin and Wade back deep for the Bears. Slike back to punt for GCC.
Clairton looks like it'll set up the return, and why not? As dangerous as those two guys are, getting ready to return the kick. Slike eyes it up. High booming kick, far side. Hamlin on the back pedal is going to let this one roll, and it's going to roll. Was it stopped before the end zone? Looks like they're going to mark it.
That one looked like he was laying in the end zone, but the official marked it at the
1 yard line.
Just inside the 1 yard line.
A couple of really nice punts by Riley Slike.
He laid it in there beautifully.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Clairton at its 1, 8:20 to play in the third quarter. 30-7, the Bears lead the Centurions of Greensburg Central Catholic. Matthews will stay in the shotgun. Dreer to his left. Trips to the near side. Hamlin wide, far side, flanking out right. Matthews takes the snap in the end zone. He's throwing deep for Hamlin. That's too far. Good coverage downfield by Ryan Quinn, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he threw that thing about 45 yards in the air, too. Intended for Hamlin, and showing off quite an arm is Aaron Matthews.
2nd and 10, Clairton at its 1. Matthews staying in the end zone, awaiting that shotgun snap on the near sideline here. Weir trying to work that ankle. And we got a timeout on the field taken by Clairton. We just gave you the time and the score. You're listening to the ProGrass First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIAL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
For updated scores on Friday nights, check out MSA Sports on your mobile device at m.scores.msasports.net. And we're glad to welcome back the Progress Athlete of the Month this school year during turf sports seasons. Progress will once again be recognizing a monthly Athlete of the Week this fall in each of the following sports: football, boys soccer, and girls soccer. Look for more details on this soon on our website. If you have a suggestion for who should be considered for this month's ballot, let us know at info@msasports.net. Paul Paterra and Lou Rood at Neil C. Brown Stadium. 2nd and 10, Clairton. Bears at their own 1 yard line, going from right to left. And receivers, 3 of them, shift from left to right. Matthews, sweep that way, pitches to Dreer. Dreer trying to get wide. Gets about 4 to the 5 yard line, make it 3rd and 6 before he's knocked out of bounds. I don't know, the referee's arm's going to come out of his socket here tonight, trying to get this clock operator to start the clock. I don't mean to sound frustrated. Matthews in the end zone, throws on the far sideline, a diving catch. And that ball's going to be called complete. Number 22, Corey Johnson, the freshman, diving, tiptoeing the sidelines, keeping his feet in bounds for a catch. 1st and 10, Clairton.
Yeah, great effort by Johnson and a well-thrown ball by Matthews, where the only person could catch it was Johnson.
Pick up 11 on the play. Matthews sweep left. Running the ball and reversing his field is Trayshawn Matthews. Now he's going to reverse his field again. He's dancing all over the place. He's at the 20-yard line to about the 21. 7-yard pickup. Where does he get all the dipsy-do moves?
Well, Greensburg Central is trying to just play containment on him. They're trying to corral him, and so they're not coming upfield too far. They're forcing him to make a decision, and he was still able to get about 6 yards on the carry.
Wildcat formation. Lamont Wade in to take the snap. Fakes to Matthews. Keeps it. Wade slips through a crack. Gets to the 24.
It's going to be close.
To another first down.
Depends on where they mark it. They're going to give it to him, I think. Are they? No, they're going to measure.
They're going to measure it. No, it is a first down.
They did give him the first down.
1st and 10. Put the ball at the Clairton 24-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Bears, who lead 30-7 here in the 3rd quarter. 6:56 to play in the quarter. Matthews awaiting the shotgun snap, takes it, fakes the Wade, rolls right, gets some pressure, steps up in the pocket, guns one on the far sideline, through the hands of Fuqua, out of bounds, 2nd and 10.
And again, he's got all the time in the world. He just stands back there, directs traffic, and then fires it downfield.
2nd and 10, Clairton at its 24. Lamont Wade getting some time on offense here in the second half. Didn't really do much on offense in the first half.
Yeah.
Was used mostly on defense. Matthews with the shotgun snap, getting some pressure, and is going to be sacked by Nesser all the way back at about the 11-yard line.
He had Lamont Wade wide open, nobody covering him. All he had to do was look. He could have dumped it off to Wade, and that probably would have been 6 points. He just flared out of the backfield. No one even paid any attention to him. How can you not pay attention to Lamont Wade? Seriously.
Loss of 14 on the play. 3rd and 24 for Clairton at its 10. 4 receivers set, 3 left, 1 right. Matthews fades back into his end zone, throws underneath, caught by Wade on the screen. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Lamont Wade turns it on. He's ahead of the pack. 50, 45, 40. Ross is going to try to track him down. Catch me if you can. A 90-yard touchdown pass. They didn't miss Lamont Wade on that play.
No, I knew they would come back to him because he was untouched.
And there is a flag on the play.
Oh, my.
I think this 90-yard play is going to come back. Let me erase it on my score
I was all set to write it down. I'm glad I didn't write it then.
Lamont Wade just turning it on because Alvin Ross has some speed and was trying to track him down. Almost did inside the 5, but did not. Waiting for the call here. Holding Clairton. So erase a 90-yard touchdown pass from Aaron, although the pass was only about 2 yards.
2-yard pass.
Wade did the rest.
88-yard run.
Yeah,
they set the screen up beautifully.
I think the ankle's okay.
I think the ankles. Yeah, when you go 90 yards like that, and you outrun probably the fastest player on the opposing team, I think your ankle's okay.
Greensburg Central Catholic takes a timeout. We don't need one. 5:57
Well, let's see. We got
quarter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 left. We're still in the third quarter.
We're
good.
30-7 is the score. Clairton leading Greensburg Central Catholic.
Did we mention about game day smiles? We want to see your game day smiles on our website. Go to the game or broadcast page for the game that you are at. Select the Add a Photo option in the upper right-hand portion of the screen and browse to the photo you want to upload. Your photo may then appear as one of our spotlight photos on our homepage, or tag your Instagram photos with @MSA Sports. And we can see your smiling face.
Yep, be nice to see that. That's Lou Rood who was just talking. I'm Paul Paterra. 30-7 the score. Clairton leading Greensburg Central Catholic with 5:57 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, you get to join the cast of thousands.
On the scoreboard show, myself and Melissa Carl will be part of the round table. So after this game ends, I'll be hightailing it to Green Tree. Matthews on 3rd and 30.
Go D!
Clairton with the ball at its 4. Dreer is to Matthews' left. Staying in the shotgun. He's got trips right, a receiver left. There's that shotgun snap. Matthews almost fading out of the end zone. Throws. Incomplete, intended for Hamlin. That would have been well short of the sticks. So Clairton, it's a punting situation, you would think. But the last time Lamont Wade ran the ball out of the end zone on 4th and 10 when he had to punt.
Your guess is as good as mine right now.
Will they fake it on 4th and 30? Lamont Wade's
Who
got
knows?
his helmet on.
He's coming in. I mean, he just went 90 yards, for goodness sake. Yeah, he gets a seam. He could go another 99 here. Ball at the 1.
Jake Weir's
or 2. Is it the 2? 3. Let's get this call correct just in case he does go all the way.
Elvin Ross is going deep, but not too deep. Only standing at the Greensburg Central Catholic, the Clairton, 32-yard line. Wade is going to kick this one. High and short, near side. It takes a GCC roll, is going to roll dead at the 29 of Clairton. It's a tremendous field position for the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions, and this is an opportunity that they're going to have to take advantage of.
They have to do something here. What do we have? 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. They have to be able to get some points out of this, or they've really dug themselves a deep hole.
Ball at the 29 of Clairton. Greensburg Central Catholic. You hear the assistant coach is saying, move the huddle back. I think Lamont Wade and Aaron Matthews were trying to listen
They were saying hello again.
Friendly team.
Yeah.
1st and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic at the 29 of Clairton. Pellis in the shotgun. Ross to his left. Twins to the left. Receiver wide right. Give to Ross, and Ross again is mostly finding the sledding tough. He fumbles the football, but Pellis picks it up and is going to be dropped for an even bigger loss.
And he looks,
He's
and gets up slowly.
They're going to mark the ball at about the
36,
37-yard line. And they're going to put the ball at the 36, so it ends up being a loss of 7 on the play. And Alvin Ross just found the sledding tough all evening here tonight for Greensburg Central Catholic. Pellis in the shotgun, Ross to his right. Receiver wide to the near side is Ryan Quinn. Clairton with 5 men on the defensive front, each outside linebacker. Fuqua Matthews. Fuqua White Matthews left, looking to blitz. They do. Pellis is in trouble, and Matthews absolutely drills him. Ball loose, picked up by Ross. Ross trying to make something happen. He's at the 45 of Clairton, the 40, and then drilled by Matthews. Over at the 39, Matthews went all the way over to the other side of the field, laid out another Central Catholic player.
Yeah, first he gets Pellis on the blind side. Pellis didn't have a chance. Got leveled, ball flew out. Ross picked it up. Ross was dancing around. Matthews came flying across the field and just leveled him.
Holy smokes. 3rd and 20. Greensburg Central Catholic is at the 39 of Clairton. Trips near side of the field, flanking out right. Pavarnik's in the backfield now with Pellis, to Tommy Pellis' right.
And now Matthews is playing deep safety.
Man, what an effort on that last play. Pellis with the shotgun snap. Getting some pressure again. Does get the pass off. It's up in the air, batted around, hit by a bunch of people, and it's caught by Quinn of Greensburg Central Catholic, and there's a flag down. Quinn made the catch at about the 36-yard line. It hit at least 4 or 5 guys out there. Looked like it was going to be intercepted. Quinn will get a catch. There is a penalty down. A penalty called, a penalty flag down. And Dreer's holding his hand.
Yeah. I don't know if it's his hand or if he cramped up.
Well, it looks like he might have cramped
I think he cramped.
Personal foul, Greensburg Central Catholic. And now Dreer is down.
Yeah, he cramped up the way he's reacting down there.
.339 to play in the third quarter. Clairton leads Greensburg Central Catholic 30-7. The ball is going to be pushed all the way back inside Greensburg Central Catholic territory at the 48.
And that was a dead ball foul, so the down will count.
So I would make it 4th and
Should make it 4th down, yeah.
A Slike on to punt. Dreer is up.
Yeah, scoreboard now has it as 4th down.
Dreer going over to the sidelines. Looking pretty good as he walks over
there.
there.
He just cramped up, which is reasonable on a night like tonight, as much as he's done out there for the Clairton Bears and as hard as he's played.
Slike the punt. Wade and Hamlin going deep.
Slike will punt for the Centurions. Hamlin and Wade back deep for the Bears.
Bears setting up the return. Slike has gotten off a couple of beauties. Hits another nice punt. High, end over end, topples down to Wade, and Wade drops the football. It's loose on the ground. Recovered by Greensburg Central Catholic at the 11-yard line of Clairton. Pouncing on it was Dom Eisenman, so another golden opportunity for the Centurions.
Yeah, another chance for them, and Wade is beside himself out there. He let it go through his hands, and it popped off of his shoulder pad and bounced away from him, so he couldn't get to it. And we'll see what happens now.
Mark it at the 13 of Clairton. First down, Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 13-yard line. Pellis in the shotgun with Ross to his left. Pellis gives the ball to Ross. Ross is going to be tackled for a loss back to about the 16-yard line. Aaron Matthews again in on the play, along with Fuqua. That's Kajafi Fuqua.
And I get the impression that that Clairton rather is a little ticked off right now by the way they're playing defense. Do you get that impression too? They are flying all over out there and just leveling people, especially Matthews. He's been a force defensively tonight.
Loss of, looks like 3, back to the 16-yard line.
2nd and 14.
2nd and 13 for the Centurions. 2 receivers left. Nowicki in the slot. J.P. Pellis, the wide man. 2 receivers right. Ross in the slot. Quinn, the wide man. And we've got a whistle and another flag.
And ball got snapped after the line started moving.
Legal procedure against Greensburg Central Catholic. Centurions will back up 5 more.
And that's what Clairton will do to you. They're getting such pressure up front from their defense that they're getting Greensburg Central a little bit antsy.
Put the ball at the 21-yard line of Clairton now. Pellis with the snap, throwing left through the hands of Nowicki and incomplete. So that'll make it a 3rd down and 20 for Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 21-yard line.
3rd and long.
Centurions trying to take advantage of another opportunity that's been thrown their way. Trips go far side. J.P. Pellis is wide near side. He flanks out right. Pavarnik in the backfield with Tommy Pellis. And he's to the left of the quarterback. 3 men on the front for Clairton. There's a give to Pavarnik. Pavarnik off the right side, makes a cut, gets inside the 15, down to about the 10. Be 4th and goal there, but 4 down country again for the Centurions.
Oh, it has to be. I mean, you have to score here. I mean, this is the 2nd time this half already they've been down here.
Brings up 4th and 9.
4th and 9. For Greensburg Central Catholic at the Clairton 10-yard line. Tommy Pellis has Pavarnik to his left. 4 receivers set, 2 each way. Ball in the near hash as the Centurions travel right. Pellis with the snap, throws into the end zone through the hands of Nowicki and incomplete. And the ball comes over on downs to the Clairton Bears.
Yeah, he didn't even have enough yardage for the 1st down that time, so kind of pointless to make that throw.
So Clairton will start 1st and 10 at its 11, and again turns away Greensburg Central Catholic when the Centurions had a golden opportunity.
Let's play here. Just keep playing. Let's keep playing.
1:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter in a game that has gone on forever and ever.
Been a slow-moving contest. Jake Weir still trying to work on
that would
ankle.
Be an understatement.
On the near side.
Actually, he had ice on his knee, Paul.
Oh, did he? It was on his knee?
Yeah, it was on his knee, yeah.
1st and 10, Clairton at its 11. Bears going from right to left. Wade in the backfield with Matthews. Gets the ball, running right on the sweep. He's at the 15, he's at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It's a foot race. Lamont Wade, Alvin Ross on a foot race. Ross is going to finally knock Wade down and lose his helmet in the process, but not until Lamont Wade gets all the way down to the 11-yard line. He went from the 11 to the 11, a 78-yard run for Lamont Wade.
You need my calculator? I can get it for you.
And he's 4 carries, 110 yards for Lamont Wade.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. I think he's okay.
Wow. And he just turns it on.
He's electric.
And if only the speed of a man like Alvin Ross was able to keep him from getting into the end zone.
Yeah.
Well, they put it at the 10, so it's an 80-yard run. No, 79. That was right the first time. Wade takes the Wildcat snap, gives it to Matthews on the jet sweep, coming from left to right. Matthews airborne, and he gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
That was a direct snap to Matthews. He ran in front and took the snap, Paul. I didn't know if you could see it, but on the other side of the partition there, I did see it. And Matthews actually ran in front and took the ball on the direct snap.
36-7 the score, and the Bears will go for 2.
If they get it, the mercy rule will be in effect.
That would only be a
31. Yeah, we got to get to
35.
35. You're right. You corrected me, Paul. I was incorrect.
Well, you know, every once in a while.
It
was one of your rare mistakes.
One of my rare ones. Yeah, I made a mistake once.
Shocking.
Shocking, yeah.
Wade in the Wildcat formation to take the snap for the 2-point conversion. And we got a whistle.
Delay
of game.
That won't bother him.
Yeah. I think they're doing it as a challenge to see if they can score a 2-point conversion from 7 yards.
Yeah. Paul, I've seen him score a 2-point conversion from 20 yards out.
I saw them in a game against Duquesne, put Duquesne in a situation where they were 4th and 80.
Yeah.
Lamont Wade coming back on the field.
Retry 2-point conversion.
They'll try the 2. He's going to wait the snap at about the 15. Gives the ball to Johnson. Johnson, the freshman's working his way towards the goal line. He's in. 2-point conversion is good. Minute 24 to play in the third quarter. It's Clairton 38, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
Hi, this is Don Rebel inviting you to log on each Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for This Week in the WPIAL, only here on the MSA Sports Network. Join me along with other MSA Sports members each week as we talk to head coaches around District 7, plus run down all the high school football action and preview the top games for the upcoming weekend. That's This Week in the WPIAL, Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Coming up after the game, it's the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show with Dawn Rebel and a cast of thousands from the MSA Sports Control Center with all the scores from Week 3 of the 2015 WPIAL football season. Plus myself and Melissa Carr will join Dawn on the roundtable. Don't miss the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show after the game, only here on the MSA Sports Network. 38-7, Clairton leading Greensburg Central Catholic. 32 unanswered points for the Bears in this Class A Eastern Conference football game. Minute 24 to play in the third quarter. With the ball on the tee is Maurice Reeves, and he kicks it to Nowicki at the 17, 20, 25, 30, cutback move, gets across the 35 to about the 39. Covering him up there, making sure he's down, is Tyreek Fed for the Clairton Bears. Oh, it's Greensburg Central Catholic do the rest of the way here, Lou. It's going to be a tough one for them to. They've had the opportunities tonight, just haven't been able to capitalize.
They have, and the only thing you can do is just keep fighting. Keep going, try and win the next play, and try and do the best you can the rest of the way out. What you don't want to do is give up and have Clairton end up running you out of the stadium. You want to keep playing hard.
Ball at the 38-yard line of Greensburg Central Catholic as the Centurions go from left to right. And we're coming out in a wildcat formation for Greensburg Central Catholic. Alvin Ross will wait the snap. Clairton with 5 men across the defensive front now. Nowicki in motion. Fake to him. Ross keeps the football off the right side. Spins away from a tackler. Makes a nice 6-yard pickup from the 38 to the 44. So it'll be a 2nd and 4 here in the final minute of the third quarter for Greensburg Central Catholic at its 44-yard line.
2nd and 4.
Ross staying in the Wildcat. Has a wingback off to the left side. That's Jason Eubank. 2 receivers that way as well. J.P. Pellis wide, near side to the right. Ross takes the snap, runs off the right side, fights inside Clairton territory. The ball's loose. And it looks like it was recovered.
Ball is stripped by Carter.
Carter stripped it for Clairton.
I think he got it, or was it 58? There is no 58, so it had to be
Clairton football.
Heck of a game. Frazier and Bentworth 7-3.
7-3.
Patterson scored. Hunter Patterson scored on a 2-yard run with 2:58 to go in the game.
Courtney Carter on the recovery. We saw Patterson last week, and we liked what we saw of him.
Good ball player.
So it's 1st and 10, Clairton. at the 48 of Greensburg Central Catholic with 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. 38-7, the Bears lead. Matthews in the shotgun with Dreer to his left, so Dreer back in. Missed a few plays after cramping up. And he gets the ball. Sweep right. Harrison Dreer at the 45. Out of bounds inside the 40.
Knocked out of bounds
At about the 37, 11 yards and a first down for the Clairton Bears.
There you go. Just doing what they do, Paul. It's the best way to describe it. It's Clairton being Clairton.
I can't say anything better than
it
that.
It is.
That's the truth.
We've seen it so many times over the years. They just...
Jet sweep from right to left. Trayshawn Howard trying to put on his dance moves, but he's going to be dropped after a 2-yard gain from the 37 to the 35.
Should be the last play of the quarter.
Yeah, it looks like the Bears will let the third quarter run out. The score, Clairton 38, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
UPMC Sports Medicine is the region's largest and most experienced center dedicated to caring for athletes of all levels. And as we celebrate more than 25 years of world-class care, we're proud to offer more services, have more physicians, and treat more student athletes than any other sports medicine provider in the region. Why would you choose to go anywhere else? To learn more, call 1-855-93-SPORT or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Paul Paterra, Lou Rood at Neil C. Brown Stadium, home of the Clairton Bears, who lead this football game 38-7. Class A Eastern Conference contest. Clairton has it 2nd and 8 at the Greensburg Central Catholic 35-yard line. This is not a bad Greensburg Central Catholic team, just not been able to capitalize on some opportunities it's had.
No, they've had many opportunities, but unable to cash in on them, and it's hurt them. Let's face it. I mean, 100-yard interception return, they were down close. 2 more times this half they were stopped. That could be 3 more touchdowns they could have at this point. You know, maybe 28 points on the board.
Peo ready to snap the football to Aaron Matthews. Dreer with him in the backfield, lining up to his left. We got twins off to the right. Howard is in the slot. That's Trayshawn Howard. The wide man, Noah Hamlin. Off to the left, we have Devlin Clifford. Fuqua lining up as a wingback to the right side, and it's a give to Dreer off the right side, and Dreer's going to be... No, he breaks the tackle in the backfield. Dreer loses another defender, dancing around the backfield. Went left, now comes right. Dreer gets to the 41-yard line. I don't know if I've ever seen a better 6-yard loss.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I was about to say he was stopped for a loss, and he stayed alive, ran left, came right. Ended up losing 5 actually on the play, but it was exciting. 3rd and 13, Clairton at the Greensburg Central Catholic 40-yard line. Matthews waiting the snap. He's got Dreer to his left again. Hamlin in motion from slot right. Gets the ball on the jet sweep. He's running left. Gets a block from Dreer. He's at the 40, the 35, cutback move. Bounces it back outside. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Clairton. A 41-yard run by Noah Hamlin.
40 yards. Touchdown, Clairton.
And a lot of dipsy-do in there and pure speed.
Clairton speed rearing itself once again, and now we will be into the mercy rule, Lou.
Yes, thank you.
Not
I had
a
to
problem.
take my shoes and everything else off to count.
The Bears will line up for 2.
Like I say, my brother's the accountant, not me. I can't count. There's a fumble. Dreer fumbling the ball, handing it to Matthews on the 2-point conversion, so that will not succeed. 44-7, the score will stay with 11:05 to play in the fourth quarter. Do we need a break here now, or are we good?
We only got 4 left.
Okay, so we're good. We'll keep it here. Mercy rule will be in effect. Once the score reaches a 35-point margin, the clock continually runs.
And it's now,
although there has been some clock difficulties, to say the least.
It is now a 35-point margin.
So the Clairton Bears will hold on to their top spot in the MSA rankings in Class A. Kind of had Lamont Wade on a part-time basis tonight, but 4 carries, 31-79, that's 110 yards. He also had a 90-yard pass called back. Nowicki going deep for the kickoff, as he has throughout much of the evening here tonight. Ross to his left, Pavarnik to his right. GCC next week hosts Springdale. Travels to Riverview. It's Clairton that hosts Springdale.
Oh, out there. Oh, out there.
Reeves will kick to Ross, Nowicki, and Pavarnik.
Maurice Reeves has handled the kicking off chores for Clairton here tonight. We'll do it once again. As the Clairton Bears, state runner-up last year, losing in the state championship game, has won 6 of the last 7 WPIAL WPIAL championships in Class A. Cardinal World North Catholic winning the only one that did not go Clairton's way. Kickoff handled back at the 3. Nowicki trying to run wide left. He's at the 5-yard line, gets to about the 10, where he steps out of bounds with the Clairton special teams in hot pursuit.
Whew. TJ's only up 20-14 on Laurel Highlands, and Bell Vernon is now leading Uniontown 43-0 in AAA action.
Big Ten Conference. Put the ball right at the 10-yard line for Greensburg Central Catholic. Centurions getting ready to come on the field after some last-minute instructions. First and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic at its 10. Centurions going from right to left. Trailing 44-7, mercy rule in effect, so we will have continuous clock the rest of the way. Wildcat formation. Alvin Ross takes the ball, gets to about the 10, and that's it. Just wrestled down aggressively by the Clairton defense.
Reeves on the stop.
As Maurice Reeves, we've mentioned his name, kicking it off a lot tonight, who made the tackle on that play.
Yeah. Seen a lot of, not a lot, but a few new numbers coming in now for the Bears.
I think Lamont, no, I was going to say Lamont Wade's evening's done, but
he's there.
No, it's not.
He's still there. He wants to see if he can pick another one off.
2nd and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic at its 10. Ross picks that snap up off the ground, gives the ball to Nowicki, and Nowicki's going to be out of bounds, a loss of about 5 on the play.
Yeah, there was nowhere to run. Yeah, going east-west on Clairton is not something that you're going to
Not a way to make a living.
You're not going to make a living unless you got somebody who can run about a 4.140.
So it'll be 3rd and 15 for the Centurions at their 5-yard line.
Or unless you got some big guys up front that can run and block and stick with their blocks and create seams for you, because they are just so quick defensively. And they flow to the football, and they get there with a nasty attitude when they arrive.
Tommy Pellis in the shotgun, waiting for the snap at his goal line. Clairton with the rush. Pellis throws to Pavarnik on the left side. Pavarnik breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, fights his way across the 10 to about the 13. Hard fought 8 yards, and there's another penalty marker down. Well after the play. Referees have been busy with the yellow handkerchiefs here tonight.
We'll have to wait and see who this call goes against. I didn't see anything on the play. Just Pavarnik fighting for extra yardage and Clairton bringing him down, but
it looks like the penalty's going to be called against Clairton, but still waiting. Personal foul, Clairton. So that'll be a first down for Greensburg Central Catholic.
I don't know what that second sign is. No, he gave the behind the back. Anybody tell me what that official signal is where he puts his hands behind his back? I have no idea. I've never seen that one before. Nobody knows up here.
Well, put the ball. The referee's running a long way, so we got a couple of penalties against
So it's a
Clairton.
30-yard penalty.
30-yard mark-off. Put the ball at the sideline penalty.
On the play, both 15-yarders.
So that's 30 yards in mark-offs against Clairton. Put Greensburg Central Catholic at its 43-yard line.
Makes sense now. Now understand the sideline, but I'll be honest, I've never seen that. I've seen sideline warning, but I've never seen the sideline penalty. So 30 yards in penalties marked off.
Oh, my.
The game that will not end.
I mean, first and 10, Greensburg Central Catholic at its 43-yard line. Trailing 44-7, 8:53 to play. Mercy rule in effect. Palace gives the ball to Pavarnik off the left side. Nothing doing there. But he fights. Pavarnik's fighting for yardage. I thought there was going to be a no gain, and he got 3 yards when there was nothing there.
Yeah, he kept his legs moving, and the Clairton players started to try and strip the football instead of bring him down, and that allowed him to get a couple extra yards.
So it'll be 2nd and 7. Central Catholic, Greensburg Central Catholic at its 47-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 left in the Greensburg Central Catholic offensive alignment. Clairton's got 4 across the defensive front. Now a 5th man creeps up. And there's the give to Pavarnik again. Pavarnik off the left side. Gets to about the 49 where Lamont Wade tackles him. Gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Down to 7:45 to go in the game, Paul, just in case you were wondering.
Ball at the 49 of Greensburg Central Catholic. Quinn, the wide man, off to the right. Nowicki in the slot. Palace barking out the signals. Wide to the near side is Doug Ross. Palace gives the ball to Elvin Ross, and Elvin Ross is going to be tackled for a loss, and another flag is down. Ross lost 3 back to the 46-yard line, holding against Greensburg Central Catholic.
We got to be pushing 30 penalties tonight.
There has been quite a few.
We got to be pushing 30.
And each brings a meeting, a summit meeting from the officiating crew. So holding is the call against Greensburg Central Catholic. Back the Centurions up a bit.
Against GCC.
That'll make it 3rd and
forever.
3rd and 20.
Not forever there.
It'll be a spot foul.
3rd and 18.
It's a loss of 2 on the play. Pellis in the shotgun. 2 men across the front for Clairton. Pellis fading back. He's going to throw deep on the far side. Incomplete. Ross and Quinn were both in the area, as well as a few Clairton defensive backs. That'll be 4th down in Greensburg Central Catholic. I would imagine we'll kick the football away. And here comes the punt team. Looks like into punt. Wade and Hamlin going deep for Clairton. Hamlin coming, he's the nearest one to us up here in the press box. Lamont Wade. Now, the Centurions coming over to the sidelines. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what's going on. Right now.
Nobody up here knows what's going on, and at this point, I got a question if anybody down on the field knows what's going on.
Now the Centurions go back on the field.
This is.
And
this is
the
a little bit
with 6:10 to play in the fourth quarter.
Questionable.
44-7 is the score. Clairton leads Greensburg Central Catholic, and folks, I apologize. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Centurions, it's fourth.
You're not the only one, Paul.
4th and 18. They had the punt team on the field. Then they came over to the sidelines, and now the punt team's back on the field. The referees have stopped the clock, waved their arms, stopped the clock, waved their arms again. And if I sound frustrated out there, I apologize to the MSA Sports listening audience because I don't get that.
You're no more frustrated than everybody else here right now.
And now, they've stopped the clock again. So in a matter of we have stopped the clock, started the clock, stopped the clock, started the clock, and stopped it. And I'm going to have a drink of water.
Have a drink, Paul. You're getting frustrated. Yeah, what comes into question now is competency. And I will say the word competency comes into question, and I'll leave that to the WPIAL to decide.
Now the clock starts again. Clairton looks like it's going to, now they're backing off to set up the return. One man back, and there's Slike, who's done a fantastic job punting his football tonight. And this one's going to take another GCC roll on the sidelines and go out of bounds at the 21. If there's one thing I've seen tonight, Riley Slike is a heck of a punter.
He is an excellent punter. He's got a great leg, places the ball where it needs to be placed. Other than the first punt that he had go off the side of his foot, for a 9-yard punt, he has done an outstanding job tonight.
Ball at the 21, 5:34 to play in the fourth quarter. It's Clairton 44, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. Mercy rule is supposed to be in effect.
Yeah, clock should be running at this point.
I just have kind of lost. So
change of possessions as soon as the ball's snapped.
I thought some refs should start it right away.
The summits that are going on consistently here are infuriating, to put it politely.
I don't even say that word ever.
What, infuriating?
All right, now the clock runs. Okay, Matthews going to wait the snap. Gives the ball to Dreer. Dreer with a sweep left, gets a couple of blocks, bounces it outside. He's at the 25, the 30. Ran along the sidelines for a while, then went out of bounds at the 35. Gain of 14. Now the refs want the clock stopped again.
Must be a penalty, perhaps. The flag's down on the far side that I don't see. I see an official standing over there. Looks like he's either guarding the football or guarding a flag. I can't tell which.
I just, I can only apologize. I've really lost.
Dead ball.
Oh, it is a
sideline infraction against Clairton.
What is that? Are they too close?
Somebody should have been. Well, if you get 2 sideline infractions, at this point the head coach is ejected.
Well, what are they doing? Are they too? What would happen
if my rule interpretation back when I was a head coach and I went to the rules interpretation meeting, the second sideline warning, the head coach is ejected.
Well, what sideline infractions? What is happening?
You're not getting back. You're interfering with the officials trying to move up and down, or possibly the chain gang or whatever.
Okay. So,
but that's, unless they've changed the rules since my last rules interpretation meeting I went to. That was what we were always told. If you get 1 sideline penalty, the second sideline penalty, the head coach is ejected.
There's a jet sweep. There's another penalty. 2 more penalty markers on the ground as Howard gains 9 yards. And it's a penalty against the Clairton Bears. How many? Does anybody over there?
Does anybody have track of how many penalties have been called? Does anybody know?
I'm trying to get a count on how many penalties we have here tonight. 21 on both teams. 21 penalties have been called here tonight.
And this game started at 7 o'clock, and it's now 9:40.
2 holding penalties on Clairton.
22 penalties.
22 penalties. And there's been penalties that have been declined. It's first and a lot. First and 23. There's another jet sweep with Hamlin going from right to left. Hamlin out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 16 for the Clairton Bears. 4:20 and turning to play in the football game. The Clairton Bears are going to win. They've got a 44-7 lead. Clairton is 3 and will go to 3-0, 2-0 in the conference. Greensburg Central Catholic will fall to 2-1, 1-1 in the conference. Payo to snap to Matthews. Matthews gives the ball to Dreer off the right side. Dreer, as soon as he gets the ball, is tackled and brought down by Jason Eubank. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Clairton Bears. Both teams going without a huddle. That seems to be the preferred offense for most teams these days. Matthews to Dreer again on the sweep right. Dreer with a stop-and-go move. Nowicki comes up. He bounces off Nowicki. Out of bounds at the 30, a gain of about 5. And there was a holding right in front of the referees. I think their arms are tired from throwing all the flags tonight. So they'll put the ball at the 29-yard line. So it's 4th and about 2 as the clock winds down to the 3-minute mark in this one. Matthews has Dreer to his right. Now looks over to the sidelines. We're going to run a little bit more off the play clock, which is down under 10 seconds. Now Matthews is up under center. Quarterback keeper. Didn't get much, didn't need much. Question is, did he get enough for the first down? Sticks are at the Clairton 31, and now we're going to have a measurement.
He's short. He's short. GCC ball.
First down, Clairton.
Oh, you gotta measure that!
Measure, tell them to measure it, Danny! Tell them to measure it!
Tell them to measure it! Was enough for a Clairton first down.
So 1st and 10, Clairton.
Tell them to measure it!
44-7 to score as the clock winds down to 2.5 to play. Matthews takes the snap, looking to throw and throwing deep. And the pass caught downfield inside the 35 down to the 30. Making the catch was Devlin Clifford.
Are you kidding me?
And a pass play of
A long way.
39 yards.
First down, Bears.
Greensburg Central Catholic coach is a bit upset. They thought there was offensive pass interference on the play.
183 yards passing tonight for Matthews as the clock winds under 2 minutes to play. 1st and 10, Clairton at the 30 of Greensburg Central Catholic. Matthews gives the ball to Trayshawn Howard. He's tackled for a loss of 4 and a couple more flags.
Well, that one had to be called. That was a targeting. He was down, he was on the ground, and Greensburg Central Catholic player went for his head.
I think there was also a trip on the tackle.
Yeah.
Howard on the carry, flag after the play.
So there'll be another penalty here with a minute 45, to play. Personal foul. Greensburg Central Catholic.
GCC. for a late hit. $15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty. Ball goes inside the 20, down to the 19.
The Bears, GCC 19.
For the Clairton Bears. And now we've got a timeout taken by Clairton with 1:45 to play. 44-7 your score. Paul Paterra, Lou Rood.
Think about the round table. You get to go to the round table with the cast of thousands and the scoreboard show afterwards.
What will it take for somebody to knock off Clairton this year?
Well, number one, they're going to have to be able to contain their offense and their big play capability. And number two, offensively, you're going to have to find a way to score against them. I mean, that's the key. You got to find a way to score. And the best team, or the team that would have the best chance, is either a team that has the same kind of speed they have, or can play power football and push them off the ball, control the clock, and just play keep away so that their offense can't have it. I mean, we saw a few years back, Laurel beat them right before they started their streak, and that's what Laurel did. They just played power football, controlled the ball, kept it away from their offense, and they were able to beat Clairton. And then they went on that streak where they won, 66 in a row. And, before Monessen finally beat them. But the only way Monessen beat them is they had a very, very young Clairton team at the time.
First and 10 Bears.
And
At the Centurion 19.
you've got to make sure you don't beat yourself when you're playing them.
Matthews in the shotgun, fakes the jet sweep, rolls right, and is going to be, he bounces off a couple of tacklers, spins away, throws the football. It's incomplete. Looked like it was that Matthews was going to be sacked. He was able to spin away from the defense and throw the ball.
Yeah, they should have had him.
Howard.
Should have had him 3 times that time, but shows his ability.
He is phenomenal. So to be 2nd and 10. Clairton at the 19 of Greensburg Central Catholic. Dreer to the right of Matthews. Gets the football for Matthews. Running left. Dreer heading toward the goal line. Going to be knocked out of bounds at about the, looks like they're going to mark him at the 7.
Marked out of bounds near the 5.
As we've got 40 seconds and turning to play in this one.
First and goal, Clairton at the GCC 5.
Down the ball, Bub. Down the ball.
Matthews in the shotgun. Takes a peek back at the clock. Rolls right. Looks to throw. Surveys the field. And is drilled and dropped at about the 5-yard line.
Matthews taken down by Eubanks.
Should be the last play of the football game.
Down the ball, Bub.
As the clock winds down to under 10 seconds to play. I don't know if Clairton's going to run another play or not. They're lining up, but I don't think they're going to get the play off. And that's the end of the game. Your final score, Clairton 44, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
Next Friday, Greensburg Central Catholic will travel to Riverview to take on the Raiders. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Clairton's next home game will be next Friday night when they play host to the Springdale Dynamos. Kickoff also at 7 p.m. Greensburg Central Catholic and the Clairton School District want to thank you for attending tonight's game and supporting WPIAL Athletics. Good night and drive home safe.
Should I be playing something right now? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you give me an out cue?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry. I was tweeting the final score, Paul. You want to say that again, and I will play something.
All right, final score once again. Clairton 44, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. You're listening to the Progress First and Turf Game of the Week here on the MSA Sports Network.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
Who says you can only enjoy breakfast in the morning? And who says you can only enjoy it one type of way? At Dunkin' Donuts, breakfast is delicious any kind of way, any time of day. A breakfast craving can strike any time, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Dunkin' has the perfect combination of breakfast deliciousness to satisfy any craving. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, ham, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. All your favorites anytime you want them. Stop by Dunkin' for breakfast anytime. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. For the most complete recap of Friday night's WPIAL football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show here on the MSA Sports Network. Hi, I'm Don Rebel. Join me in the MSA Sports Gang for all the scores and recaps from the top games, plus the MSA Sports Roundtable. That's the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the MSA Sports Network and at msasports.net.
Paul Paterra, Lou Rood back at Neil C. Brown Stadium. Clairton Bears go to 3-0 with a 44-7 win over Greensburg Central Catholic in Class A Eastern Conference football, and the Bears did it the way the Bears do it. First score of the game, a 47-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Matthews to Harrison Dreer. Pass failed on the two-point conversion attempts. It was 6-0. GCC took the lead at the 149 mark of the first quarter. A 1-yard run by Alvin Ross, extra point good, made it 7-6 Greensburg Central Catholic. But just a minute 49 later, Dreer from 12 yards out. Matthews running for the two-point conversion was 14-7. GCC looked like it was going in for a tying score, but Aaron Matthews plucked an interception in the end zone, plucked a Tommy Pellis pass from Greensburg Central Catholic, and ran it 100 yards for a touchdown. Two-point conversion good. Our halftime score was 22-7. Clairton scoring all the points that were scored in the second half. A 3-yard run by Trayshawn Howard at the 9:18 mark of the third quarter. Two-point conversion good on an Aaron Matthews run. Then Matthews a 10-yard touchdown run with a minute 24 to play in the third quarter. Johnson running in the two-point conversion made it 38-7. Then Noah Hamlin with a 40-yard touchdown run. Two-point conversion no good. That was your final score of 40-7. Clairton just doing it the way Clairton does.
Yeah, Clairton being Clairton. You know, you think you have them on the ropes, and pow, they do a Houdini and come back and escape, and then end up doing something magical, I guess would be the best way to put it. I mean, you look at the 100-yard interception return, the long runs for scores, the long passes for scores. I mean, they can score in an eye blink, and they can turn the momentum in a game around in an eye blink. And it's something we've seen many times out of the Clairton Bears. And it was a valiant effort by Greensburg Central Catholic, but you know, they couldn't convert. They had opportunities down in the red zone, and they just weren't able to get any scores other than the one touchdown, and that ultimately doomed them when they couldn't convert when they had the opportunity to do that. And you asked me, how can you beat a Clairton team? When you have opportunities like that, you have to convert them, and you have to not beat yourself.
A dropped pass, too. They had a man wide open.
Yep.
Would have kept the drive alive, you know, when they were down deep inside Clairton territory. A
Dropped interception.
Because, yes, they did play hard. And Alvin Ross just looks beside him. Kid played tough and played hard tonight. Just, you know, not many running lanes for him. And it was just a typical Clairton Bear team, and the Bears move on. Next week, the Bears host Riverview. Greensburg Central Catholic Greensburg Central Catholic at Riverview. Clairton hosts Springdale next week here in the Eastern Conference. But the Bears, like I said, they do what they do, and a 44-7 victory tonight over the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions here at Neil Brown Stadium.
Yeah, big night for the Bears, and a frustrating night for Greensburg Central Catholic, but they've got a solid team, and you know, they're going to be a force within the Eastern Conference, and look for them to make the playoffs.
Well, I guess I got to hit the road and get out the green tree, don't I?
You can do the call-in when you get there.
I will do that. Of course, coming up, the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show. As soon as we're done here, Dawn Rebel and a cast of thousands from the MSA Sports Control Center with all the scores from Week 3 of the 2015 WPIAL football season, plus myself and Melissa Carl, the Chicks Picks. Join Dawn on the roundtable. Don't miss it. Coming up next here on the MSA Sports Network. But the Clairton Bears, as impressive as always.
The Bears being the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
With another victory here at Neil C. Bronze Stadium, as they always do it. Right here, another thriller on Miller. The final score, once again, Clairton 44, Greensburg Central Catholic 7. Of course, your home for all WPIAL sports is the MSA Sports Network. For my partner Lou Rood, this is Paul Paterra. And for Jess Levo up there filming things, good night, everybody.
You have been listening to WPIAL Football 2015 at MSASports.net, sponsored in part by First Commonwealth Bank, by Carlo University, by Pro Grass, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Dunkin' Donuts, by Grove City College, by Dollar Bank, by Erie Insurance and the Charles M. Mills Insurance Agency, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the 2015 WPIAL football season and all of the high school football fall sports by logging on every day to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been a special presentation of the Management Science Associates Sports Network.